All right, Big Man. Today's Monday. It is July 18th. Welcome to the Dog Walk presented by Barstool Sports. Snake Draft Monday. We are joined by the first guy. Is inaugural the first, Chief?
Yeah.
All right, the inaugural guest, the first guest. Mm-hmm. Rico Bosco, welcome back.
Been a minute, though.
It has been, yeah. It's been a while. I love doing the snake drafts.
What'd you do? Freakouts, I think, the last one? So that was like right around the suspense.
Fucked in the ass on that
Comebacks.
one. Jesus, Dave.
I think I did comebacks. I think you did a little nicer. You did comebacks, not freakouts.
Yes, Nate did freakouts.
Nate did freakouts.
The week after. Apologies for that, but, we saw a good
It's
moment.
all right. It happens.
He knows this is a show.
Mm-hmm.
This is the show. Oh, yeah.
Regardless, though, it's great to have you back. It's always good to see you, Rico. Today's draft will be apps. We're talking iPhone apps. We're talking Android apps. We don't discriminate phones. I think we're all iPhone guys, though.
Yeah.
I think. Yes, Rico?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I hate them. I hate that I do it, but it's a monopoly.
Thanks. Don't say that too loud. You might have fucking picture you in your car as a tank and taking out fucking...
Well, that's kind of how Red Ed exactly started.
That's exactly how Red Ed started. So
they're a monopoly. They got you by the cojones.
It's the best product, though.
Go get an Android.
See, that's actually a lot of people would say that's not true.
I'd rather get COVID.
See,
taking an Android.
Yeah.
A lot of people would say that's not true.
What's not true?
You talk to a Droid guy, they're like the processors, this.
They're fucking nerds.
The gigahertz.
Fuck off.
I think that's actually indisputable that it is a bad product.
Yeah, but your texts are green though. So
You can't say it's a bad product. If a Droid guy, an IT guy, if fucking
what are you
Dave's
talking
genius
about?
brother came in here and explained.
I'm parroting the tech guys, the Samsungs.
I don't know if
He's
that's
heard
like
that.
me coming in here and doing Bulls talk and being like, well, they're fucking 22% effective rate.
Well, I'm parroting. That's what I know. That's what I've heard, I guess.
I've heard that as well. I don't know what it means.
Yeah,
but all I know is that their texts are still green, and that's a disqualifier.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't it's not compatible with anything Apple, and I need my texts to be compatible with my computer.
Jesus. And they do that on purpose.
Nonetheless, great draft topic because it's utterly relatable. And that's really where we're trying to.
Yeah.
We want the stuff. Doesn't matter. You
The
like
only
sports,
thing
you
is
don't like
I
sports.
decided
Music,
I
you don't.
fucking hate everything about phones.
Yeah, phones suck.
They're the worst.
They suck.
They suck.
Dave's happiest moment I've ever seen him was when he was in the middle of nowhere, Nebraska, covered
Turkey
in
hunting,
mud,
yeah.
hadn't showered, turkey hunting, no phone.
It was
just like that was his own personal heaven.
Oh, dude, we're coming off the heels of our little week 4th of July break.
Yep.
It was so nice. You said your screen time was like
Screen time was down
75.
71%.
I can't
Screen
even
time,
look
the
at
only
that
time,
number.
and the screen time was, a lot of it was for music in the road car. If
Yeah,
you take
yeah.
that away, all the apps, of course, a little crankier, but
Yeah.
nothing too big.
No, it's nice. I agree with you, Dave. We can
Yeah.
agree on that. Sorry, we're doing phone apps. I'm in trouble. I'm not a big app guy. I pretty much refuse to download
What does it
them.
take to get you to download an app?
Like mandatory, or I really got to use it.
I'm not in the same boat as you, but my tipping point was the White Sox went. I think all of MLB did it. They went paperless, like no paper tickets anymore.
Yeah.
And you have to download the app, go through your email, and my phone's I got 63.9 gigs used, and I'm 64 on my phone. So I got to download an app or delete an app just to download an app now. It's such a pain in the balls.
That's trouble, yes.
And I was like, fuck this. I'm out on apps.
Yeah, that's also bullshit. You could buy the extra storage, Dave. It doesn't work.
Dude, I did that too. I fucking did that. It's only it's $3. It's $2.99 extra.
I bet everybody only has 2 gigs left or less.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody has.
I also have a theory that the cloud is just infinite. I don't understand tech at all, but it's
Same here.
what do you mean? It's
a cloud.
Yeah, I know.
What do you mean they're out of space? They're just it's another
Well, you're
$1.99.
buying space on the cloud.
No worries though. Superior product per White
From
Sox
who?
Dave. 5 minutes ago.
I'll talk cloud with you.
Okay.
All right. So the cloud is its own. They have their own. When I say fields upon warehouses of storage, right? So you have your own little lockbox.
Yep.
And so they're saying, hey,
Right.
your lockbox is getting full.
Yeah, but then it's not hey, I want to buy more storage, and they're like, sorry, the cloud's full. So
Well,
it's
your
but that's an
your parcel of land in the cloud.
But
is
that's
full.
an arbitrary thing. Just expand it. It's not it's an infinitely big thing. Why am I paying for more space when it's infinitely big?
I want to know who prices a gig.
Exactly.
Now that's a fair.
They're just like, how expensive can we make this?
And I just made eye contact.
Until
like,
people, they will make it as expensive as they can until people notice. That's what I think. And then they'll be like, oh.
I'm going to Rage Against the Machine tonight. I'll make a point.
Oh, you fucking cocksucker.
Wow.
That's nice.
I was invited and I declined.
I
make a point.
I want to go. Can't.
So the only reason I bring it up, Ed, is because they're very. This is a good spot for to get the message out. I'll bring a sign at the Rage concert tonight. That
You should. All right, then. We could do the order. We don't know who won last week. Congrats to them. We're recording this early. But, yeah, congratulations to them. So, okay, Rico, Harry has 1 through 5 behind his back. What number is it?
3.
No.
Carl.
2.
No.
Chief.
1.
No.
4.
Yes.
I'll go first.
Whoa.
White Sox, Dave in the 1 spot. 1 through 4 to me. I'm going to go with 3, Harry.
No.
Rico.
2.
Yes.
I hate that. I hate that I won on fucking Jeter's number. What's available? Sorry.
2 through 5.
It's Duncan Keith's number.
I'll take 3. I'll go in the middle.
Okay, Carl, 1 through 3.
3.
Yes.
I'm gonna go 4.
Okay, Chief, 1 or 2?
1.
No.
2.
Yep.
All right, I'll go 2.
All right, before we get started, I want to talk to you guys about the actual number 1 app in the game. You know, we've done this with snake drafts before. For the Sopranos draft, you can't take Tony. For the NBA draft, you can't take Michael Jordan. They're too great. They tilt the scales, the whole board, the whole draft, and that's the situation here today. No one was drafted in Game Time. Game Time, the absolute best way to get last-minute deals on tickets. I've used it all summer long. It's an unbelievable, it's the best ticketing app I've ever had, the only one I'll ever use again. I go to Wrigley Field, I go to the White Sox games, I go to concerts. I've done all of those this summer specifically with Game Time. Rangers, Game 7, Madison Square Garden with Tom. I've used it as ads. I've used it just for personal use. It's the absolute best, and the best part for you guys, you get $20 off your first purchase. So that's like they just bought you a round of beers at the game. So check them out. Download the Game Time app. Go to the account tab to create a login and redeem with code DOGWALK, all caps, one word, to get that $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Download Game Time, last-minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. Cannot endorse it enough. An absolute home run, power-hitting pick, a 1-1 worthy pick. Game Time, Game Time, Game Time. Not in the draft because it's too good. You guys should be checking out Game Time right now.
Okay.
What
White
do I
Sox,
wanna
Dave,
do
Eddie,
with
Rico,
this?
Carl, Chief will be last.
Bringing up the rear with Chief.
Without further ado, White Sox, Dave, you are on the board.
I mean, just do it, Dave.
Yeah, I'll
Like
be
if Dave
disappointed
doesn't
too,
take
yeah.
it, I'm gonna be, if you
hold
don't
on.
take it, I'm gonna get up and leave.
Yeah, like
I have one I want to take.
Well, this is like this
But
is
like I said, I fucking hate phones because it's just a sea of negativity on all the social media apps. So I want to sway away from them. So I'm gonna do the thing that consistently makes me happy, and I'm going with Uber Eats. I can get fried food, burritos, pizza, whatever I want. It's the only app that I'm like, yep, I'm happy right now. And it's a me thing. I don't care. I'm probably gonna get shit on. Fuck everybody. Uber Eats is my.
You don't think that Uber Eats leads to a higher degree of shame
Oh, it's
than
not
Twitter? Like ultimate unhappiness
No.
is you're just stuffing your face with calories?
No, that's what the Peloton's for.
Okay.
Dave.
That's what the Apple Watch is for.
So Carl's disappointed. There is a saying Carl has here that you're not a member of Barstool Chicago until Dave does this. We will get to it when it's picked because we don't name picks. No, I don't think it's a bad pick at all.
I don't think so either.
It's so simple. It's simplified the entire.
And they're the
food
best
consumption.
one. They're the best one.
It's what I use. So I have.
Okay.
You pay
Okay.
$100. I pay $100 every year for Uber Eats Plus, and you don't get any delivery fees or overage charges, and I save like $500 or $600 a year.
Dude, yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
you must. I didn't even know it was a thing.
Oh, because I order it constantly. It's like a once a day thing. I'm ordering Uber Eats. Yeah, because
Once a day?
Oh yeah, probably 5 times a week.
How many?
So-
I've seen you do it twice on the
So
weekend,
here's-
so it might.
I've had
Might add
multiple
up.
2 days.
That's
It's
fine.
like
And
you're
yeah, I mean,
hungover, you order a fucking breakfast skillet right to your door. You get it in 30 minutes, and later on in the day, you get that pizza.
That's like one
Dave,
of
I
my.
hope you,
wherever.
Dave, I hope you answer this correctly. maybe take a survey of the room. What's your favorite place to order from on Uber Eats?
Mayan Palace. I've ordered it like 1 billion times.
Okay, no problem.
I don't know where you're going there, but
Yeah, he
Me
was.
neither.
Take a look
somewhere.
at your desk, boys.
oh, it's
they're
not,
not
on
on
Uber
there.
Eats.
No, he
They're
refused.
not
Oh,
on.
okay.
He
See, I
refuses
gotta
to
He
go on the
doesn't,
delivery.
he doesn't like it when guys
Yeah.
come in there and try and deliver
And I
stuff.
know it kind
I
of
like.
All right,
screws over
got
the
it.
restaurants
Dave,
a little bit.
I was looking for a free plug.
Also, for the people that know, we did talk about possibly category or like combining all the food apps, all the other apps that are the same. But in the end, Carl made a good point that maybe someone could give a better argument for another food app that might be drafted later.
Yep.
So
yeah, I want to like
I'll
argue
say
with
this,
Dave later when my
Postmates
chance
just
comes up.
no Postmates.
Oh.
Postmates and Uber Eats are the same now. Uber Eats swallowed
sure.
them or whatever.
They merged.
Did the
Merge,
app
yeah.
merge though? Did they?
I don't know,
Not
Dave.
not
Did
quite.
they poof the app?
Is
not
the app-
quite. But it directs you to Uber Eats now.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
So it's on its
Okay.
way out.
Takeover.
All right.
That is one of my favorite Dave bits, like during football season, where he like counts his steps and it's just going
Yeah,
to the door to
yeah.
pick up his Uber Eats, and it's
200 steps on a day, which is basically the fucking fridge for leftovers, the delivery, and to take
Party's
pisses.
so hard he's on house arrest tomorrow.
It's such a rip though. Like there's gonna be a study later in life that are like, this is why this generation couldn't afford this because they bought this so much. Right?
They will try to tell us that.
Yeah.
But
They'll
at this
try to
point,
put it-
here's
they'll
the other
try.
thing.
That's victim blaming, and we don't do that.
I don't know
But,
if
no,
this.
but you know, you're like, you could feel the rip off as it's happened. Like that's a slow band-aid.
I don't want to hear from 60-year-olds that our generation can't buy houses
Well, I'm
because they
not
got
saying-
the $4
I'm
delivery
just
fee.
saying, take my comparison out of the equation.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though.
No, I know. It'll be like the cigarettes thing where you like add up at the end of your life, like,
Yes.
how much could I have? It would be like
I don't want to do that.
hundreds of thousands of dollars
Yes.
over a lifetime.
Correct.
Yeah.
A lot of good smoke breaks, though.
Another quick point I would like to make on Uber Eats is if you go grocery shopping, like you spend $100 on groceries, which 4 or 5 years ago that would keep you fed for like the entire week. Now that's not much at all because grocery prices are insane. Uber Eats hasn't really caught up with it yet. So you can get a shit ton of food for like way less than you would get it from the grocery store.
That's nice.
It's nice.
Nice little life hack.
I don't think that can't
I
possibly
understand what
be
he's
true.
saying. I mean, we
Their
might be
prices
getting a
haven't
little
fucking
too-
changed.
I
It's-
know. You're making a good point that like the restaurant prices haven't really gone up, but it's very easy for Whole Foods to like jack their shit up.
Yeah.
50%.
Yeah.
You're talking about okay. I thought you were talking. Never mind. I thought I was thinking of something else.
All right, it's to me. I'm thrilled you didn't take this. I can't bat my eye at that because it is a very useful one, and it's the one I use. I don't have a preference, but I'm with you. Dude, I'm shocked you didn't just go straight up Uber. Where the fuck would we be if we didn't have this app? Dude, it's crazy to think about. All of us went through it. We did college without Uber, and I don't know how we did it.
Tell me about the first time you got
taxis.
introduced to Uber. What happened? You're with a group of friends and somebody had said, "Hey, I heard about this thing. I'm going to have a car come pick us up." Or how did you learn?
First
about
time I found out about it was when you bashed the guy on Twitter.
it? Really?
No, I'm kidding.
Remember
but
when I did that?
That was a very early
Okay, so
memory.
we were sponsored by this. Is a true story. We're sponsored by Uber, and I'm all like, dude, I'm all.
You never heard this? You know?
This is like 2013 or
This is like
14,
2000
right?
this is
Early.
2013, July of 2013. My first blog was published in June of 2013. I'm studying for the CPA exams. I'm working in a conference room. It's late. I'm all strung out, fucking jazzed up, and having a bad day. And there was a kid that I hung out with after college who had a big job at, it was like Accenture or something. He was making like 90 grand. And we are like, oh, man, fucking good for you. And Max left to go work for Uber and was telling us he's like their 5th employee. And he's telling us how he got the job and this Uber stuff and Uber. And he was always that guy when we went out. And this was a big time for fucking startups. This is like the startup to the startup time.
Yep.
And so everybody, you'd know these guys. And he was like the first guy, Aki finance guy. Then he went to Indiana and there was a group of Illinois, Indiana, Michigan guys hanging out. And he's like, yeah, I'm getting into startup stuff. And it was like, dude, what do you mean you're getting into startup stuff? And it was Uber. And so he's talking Uber. You got to get Uber, download Uber. And I like Max. I was a very good friend of mine. I was just annoyed. So I hated Uber because I'm like, this guy's having all the success. I'm fucking grinding my ass off. There's news about Uber and the CEO does something with the prices. It's like price gouging or he's in the news. And I tweet out like, this guy's not a real CEO like Dave Portnoy is or something so cringeworthy, pathetic. This tweet isn't live for a minute. And Big Cat texted me. He's like, delete that tweet right now or else Dave said he's going to fire you. And I was maybe like
I don't remember. I've never heard this story.
5
Yeah.
points into my Barstool career.
Yeah.
Instantly delete. Instantly. And it took me like 2.5 years to get over that.
Yeah, I remember you calling.
Did
me.
he? Why was?
And it
Dave
was
so
all just
against
because
it?
my buddy was successful at Uber and I was jealous of him.
He was. What did you say, Rico? I think.
Why was Dave so against it? Because
They were an advertiser.
Weren't they?
tire
Did I just say this? I'm sorry if I left this out. They were our first big advertiser. They were an advertiser at the time.
Oh, okay.
And I was like
That's
talking
different.
shit about their CEO and
Barstool Carl.
That's the part of the story.
Barstool Carl. Oh
Got it,
man,
Yeah.
that's cringeworthy to think about.
Never heard that.
I don't remember my first ride though, but
Wait, I called you?
well, we would talk and be like,
Yeah.
dude, I'm in hot shit. I was like, oh shit, what'd you do? Like I bashed Uber, and I guess Uber's an advertiser. It's like, oh damn.
All because my buddy
Yeah.
was successful. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Your first ride.
I remember my first time hearing it. I had a crush on this girl that I was working with, and we were working an event. And she's just like, yeah, I called an Uber, and I'm like, wow, this girl's got a private car service. Like, I can't talk to her. So I just never made a move because I was just like, this girl's just so far out of my league. Because I had no idea what it was. She's like, yeah, you just call it, and a car comes and gets you. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
I'm not a millionaire, babe. Sorry.
Dude, it used to be just
Ain't gonna
taxis.
work.
It used to be just taxis.
That's so.
Yeah.
When I was in college, we would party at the houses, then we go to the bars, either in Chicago or in downtown Naperville, and we would do the cabs are here, and the stupid greasy Jersey Shore accent from the TV show, and
Yes.
right after that is when Uber became a thing. Like right after
The
that.
cabs
So
are here.
Yeah, the cabs are here.
It's like, I mean, one of the greatest inventions of the 21st century, right?
Oh yeah,
It's-
definitely.
Say
I
it all
don't
the
think
time.
they've
It's
made
they fixed,
a cent,
They
yeah.
fixed cabs, dude. They fixed the cab service.
Yeah.
It's like now you're not going to Red Top. Like New Year's Eve, I'll never forget. We called the cab one time, and you were like, yeah, how long from fucking Black Dog or Kettle Black to over here? And they just laugh at you and hang up. They could do whatever they wanted. Like the cars, they were scumbags. Cab services, like yellow cabs, forget it.
There was a while where you couldn't take an Uber to or from Chicago airports because the cab
Monopolized
unions were all in the
Yeah,
state's
yeah.
pockets, and they're like, "Fuck
they would-
Uber, fuck Uber."
Yeah, you get in a yellow cab. Like the thing is, don't tell them where you're going because legally they have to take you wherever you're gonna go. But they'll shut the door and be like, "Oh, Queens only," because the guy wants to go home. Like they're scumbags. Uber's everywhere. It's in small towns. You go to college, like it's everywhere. It saves lives. It's fucking.
Yeah,
I think
I
it's and it just the accessibility of where it is. Like you feel okay about it. The people in there for the most part are nice. Like it's crazy. It's
Argument
crazy.
against
It's
Uber.
so simple. These guys are worth millions. All they did was fix cabs. It's so simple.
Yeah. What's
The
the
only
argument?
argument
My
against
argument
it-
against Uber is
Having to
Dave.
talk to the driver.
No, no. I was gonna say aren't they owned by the Saudis? The Saudis like
Now?
Oh, really?
Oh, maybe.
they backed
I
them
don't
know.
heavy, and now they got a spot on the board. And
No idea.
I didn't know.
They're
that.
doing that
the same
all over
fund
the place.
I would say-
that's behind the Live Tour.
Yeah.
is
Oh, I
money
didn't know
behind
that.
Uber.
Fund.
Yeah.
I was going to say the only
Sovereign.
thing is like there's I guess a lot of people who, well, I don't know. There was did the yellow cabs have strenuous training? Because people bitch about how Uber's like it's a guy who like just hopped in a car
Yeah,
and just tried to be.
I don't
there.
know about the yellow cabs, but we should do a dog walk on the ones in London at some point because they say that is actually the hardest test in the world.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's like
interesting.
impossible to pass, and it's like it's just like you have to know every single road in London.
Wow.
So they call it like the impossible or something. So I don't know. I don't think yellow cabs have that. No.
Yeah, but in closing, like Rico said, like what this has done for drunk driving, what it's done
Oh,
for just
that's huge.
It's
great
we haven't
app.
even talked about that.
yeah,
part.
great app.
What
There's
it
no
did for
excuse.
just business, just going to other places because you can now.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like I could go to Old Town and I can go to wherever. You know what I mean? I could go to Wrigley.
It's very free. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like I'll just take an Uber.
Yes, easy,
Yeah.
easily.
And the other thing I do like now, I'm at the point where it's like, oh, you're gonna go meet your buddies to play golf on the weekend, like early in the morning. It's like, well, I'm just taking the Uber. There's
Yeah.
no reason I need to be getting in a
Nope,
car.
exactly.
It's great.
Happy to have it.
Extra
Number 2 overall.
Yeah, a little extra sleep. It's not bad. Yeah.
Rico.
I'm gonna go. I got a ton that fit my own like personal need, but I'm gonna keep the theme of what Eddie did as far as like when I think apps. Aside from like Buffalo Galamont, you need to have ones that are designed for your phone. Like I think Uber is that. There is no Uber.com. I'm sure there is, but
You can,
I don't know how you do it. I'm going with because if ever you've seen this actual website, it does not exist. Like I'm going with the gram. I think the gram blew up. Like another simple one, like hey, it's just pictures, but obviously they make it more now. You can go live. I think who follows who, you see who unfollows. Like it's a whole new thing, but it's not as toxic as you want it to be. I think the gram can be, you get the comments. It's a little looser. You can like something. You can go back and forth with each other. Having grown up on the main versions of Instagram, I think it's got to be the gram. I think gram is a first round pick. I think it's strong.
I think it's very strong for the reason you started with, and it's that I think they built it to be an app.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
there. Is there?
yeah.
Oh, you
they
can
want
go to the
you on
website
your
now,
phone
yeah.
with that, taking it with your phone, sharing it with your
Yes.
phone, all that.
Yeah.
Like for a while on
Yep.
desktop, they didn't even have DMs. Like they didn't have a lot
so
of
weak.
features.
Desktop's so weak.
Yep.
You can't do anything.
Yeah,
do anything,
you
yeah.
can't do shit on
No.
desktop. So it's for the reason you name. It's a true app, and I like.
Yeah.
that
Now, here's the
argument.
reason I'll actually say because of that, counter on why I first round pick, great pick, Rico, all that stuff. My own personal frustration with Instagram is professionally when we have to share content now, like promo stuff and reels, and we'll get it from our phenomenal production team. Thank you, Harry, Tom, Danny, the guys. And they'll put together the reels, and you'll download. It's easy to download it onto your desktop. But I can't get it's harder for me to use it on my mobile to like go to Dropbox, save it
agree
to the
with you.
file. So it would be nice if Instagram had like a web page for like if you were just uploading content for your job.
Yeah.
could
I
see
agree with that.
I remember when they sold to Facebook, and I think they got like $2 or $3 billion, something like some huge number like that. And the CEO was doing an interview, and they're like, well, do you ever wish that maybe you held out a little longer? And he goes, we gave people the ability to make their photos black and white, and we got $2 billion for it. like no, like we're very happy with what we got and what we did. It was, and that's really what the app was. It was like, oh, girls are like, oh, look at me, I'm artsy. My photos in black and white, and all they had to do was swipe their thumb to make it happen.
Yeah,
Like
they're
6 filters.
like
and
they're a
when
real
you get to the
photographer.
bottom of somebody's Instagram profile, it's just like all the same kind of. It all
Yeah.
looks the same.
Yeah.
You like cross your eyes. It's just like the same filters.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I hate the most about every single app that we've talked about already, and that we're going to talk about in the next hour or so, is that it's so simple that it's like, why didn't I think of this? Because Instagram's the fucking dumbest thing on earth, and it's like you said, all they did
And then
was
if they
make
didn't
it look
think of
artsy.
we would have fucked it up.
Oh,
And
of course.
I will say, I do think Instagram is a much more simple. Rico, I let that comment go about they just fixed taxis. Like, dude, that is like the biggest understatement in the world.
Bro, I say it every day. Like people laugh. I'm like, yeah, man, look at Uber. Like when I think I usually do it when people like, yeah, it's a little risky. Like I'm taking an investment or whatever. I'm like, hey, man, look at fucking Uber. They fix taxis. I actually get mad about it. Like it's the simplest.
But I don't think it's simple at all. They have this network of cars
Oh, listen,
all over the
the
world.
nerdy-
They find the closest one to you. They send it directly your way. They know
Yeah.
where to go. The Google Earth, the whole thing. It blows my mind that it even exists. An app to help you get in car with strangers.
You're
Chief,
hitchhiking. It's legal hitchhiking.
Chief, the nerdy part and the back end and the developers and all that, don't get me wrong, that's difficult. And those people, that's why, there's probably been 5 or 6 versions we don't know about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Other apps that sucked, and Uber just did it. Or
Yeah.
they did it, they went bankrupt, whatever.
Yeah.
Didn't catch on, just how it goes. But the element of hey, we're basically a fucking taxi service nationwide, that's the part I get frustrated on. Of how
Yeah.
simple
Okay.
it is.
All right.
That's all.
Well,
Don't get
that's
me wrong,
what-
dude. The back end that's a whole other.
It blows my mind that it can
Yeah,
even
yeah, yeah.
exist. Yeah.
But that's like I'm not going to name the apps, but the biggest car service doesn't own cars. The biggest house renting service doesn't own houses, and the biggest food
Yep.
delivery service doesn't own any food places.
yeah.
That's what's crazy.
Business, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if that's healthy, but that's what it is.
My last comment about Instagram is also, you said, why didn't we think of it? Because if Instagram didn't think of it, they would have stole it, because they've stolen everything.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to name the apps that they've stolen stuff from. We know what they are.
Hey, you know what it is?
yeah.
They've stolen everything.
All of them.
Yeah, all
of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
And
no
we'd be
shame in
remiss
the
not to
fucking-
talk
Expertly.
about
Whatever.
Yeah.
Instagram models. We have to.
Dave?
Well, Dave, I mean, it's
This is-
it's a passion of yours to blog about.
It's they send out the like blog rankings like of every here and there of like numbers on what blogs did. You could write this thesis on like the Cubs or Sox or Hawks or whoever and spend hours on it. You just take 10 minutes and just clip a bunch of fucking Instagram models posts, 100,000.
Oh yeah, it's the
like
cheat code.
It's so horny.
Yeah.
The internet's just such a horny place.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
Instagram was the first app where I was like, "You're learning from me. You know what I like."
Yeah.
You know, like the targeted ads, obviously,
oh.
like, wow,
like they know I'm into tits.
there's
For some reason right now-
here. Like, there's a lot of big tits when
I've
I
been
search.
getting cat litter ads. And I think it's because
Because you said you're a cat guy.
I didn't say. I said I don't hate cats. I'll never get a cat on my own.
I have a theory about
That's why.
your new cat thing, and I'm gonna tell you afterwards.
There is no new cat thing. What are you talking about, cat thing? There is no cat thing.
I got a theory.
All right, Instagram off the board. Carl.
All right, I'm gonna take an app that went toe to toe with Google and won. I'm taking Waze. I'm taking the number one travel app. Listen, the app it overcame already had to do battle with the original travel app on the phone. I mean, this the sequencing of travel apps. Ways to me to incorporate side streets and to get away from the traffic and the hustle and the bustle. And just, we talk about back end with Uber. I mean, what a learning piece of machine. If Terminator 2 and like the machines ever really do take us down, like you can point back to the artificial intelligence in ways that's like guiding human decision and direction. Now, there is a big theory that the people behind Waze, like there's this Illuminati of people at Waze that have control over like dictating where people need to go so that there are like clearly designed secret free traffic routes. Which is, I want to get in front of that conspiracy.
Yeah,
That people think there's like a Waze.
Sounds like a tinfoil Tuesday.
I've heard similar things about that and Tesla, where they're not really like Tesla's not really a car company at its core. It's more of a data company, and Waze is the same way. So when you're talking about developing self-driving cars and trucks and that whole industry, and you need to have people driving on these different roads to get like the most exact data for all these future cars that don't even exist yet, that are completely autonomous, self-driving, you need all these people participating in these apps to get like the best pool of data.
So to me, Waze, unbelievable.
Yeah, I've spoken at length how much I love Waze. I
Yep.
use it pretty much even if I don't need it, I use it because it'll give you a faster route. What also they did too, they revolutionized. Remember those fucking things people would put in their dash? Like, oh, I could tell my beeps when a cop's coming up.
Yeah.
On the
Yeah, yeah,
highway.
yeah, the
speed traps.
You don't see those no more because Waze tells you.
Yep.
It's nice.
It's nice. It builds a good
Those were
community.
elite. Eddie, remember you'd have to know a guy to get one of those fucking things.
Dude. Yeah, it's like beep beep beep. It's like, oh, it tells
Yeah,
the
they were
cop.
illegal for a while.
Yeah,
They
your
were.
your cousin's boyfriend was working at Radio Shack.
Dude,
You had to
it's
go meet him at
actually-
8:30 p.m.
Yeah, it's actually amazing, like, what is now allowed. Like, those, scanners were banned. Like, you weren't allowed to have those. And now you just have the app on your phone, and a cop can't say anything about the weight. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So a funny thing too about Waze, and at least for me, I think it's funny. I should say I regularly will use other travel apps to check initial time, but when the going gets tough, when you see it's like, oh fuck, man, like it's not clear traffic, like I'm like, I gotta go to Waze.
Yep.
Like it's there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's so dependable.
I mean, dude, there's like the Tesla is like this fucking state of the art Elon thing. I still use Waze. I can't get away from it. It's the best.
I've never really used it. I've heard all the best things about it though. So
I kind of use them interchangeably.
I got introduced when I was a sales guy, and someone was like, what are you doing waiting in that 80 traffic? And I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, dude, the Waze has all the cutovers. So if you're going through Northwest Indiana and you're not using Waze, I'm like, what?
Dude, they'll take you through a fucking graveyard to get there 2 minutes faster. They really will. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it will.
They don't give a
And there's
fuck.
definitely, like, the ways, like, people who just follow it. Like, you know the street, but
Yeah.
it'll take you, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what it is? I like Waze because it's a big fuck you to, like, my parents' generation. And, like, my dad used to tell me, like, you're fucking despicable. You live in this neighborhood. You don't know how to get anywhere. It's like, well, Dad, just wait a couple of years. There's going to be an app for me that I'm going to never have to worry about maps, fucking knowing highways, remembering names. You don't even have to know the names anymore.
No,
Yeah.
Remember
yeah.
the thing where it's like, yeah, you're going to take the Van Wyck to the BQE, and
Oh,
you're going to take the
dude.
fucking Throgs Neck and this. I don't have to know that shit.
Printed out MapQuest. Yeah, man.
I did. Yeah, MapQuest was brutal. I did used to love a giant road map though.
I still love them.
I
I
know,
still
like,
love them.
You probably still have a nice.
My
random-
dad
I
does.
don't
Chris.
drive anymore, but yeah, like I used
It's
to.
an
I used
insult
to.
technology.
Yeah, we used to like my family's from out east, so we would drive a lot of times from St. Charles all the way to Connecticut, New York, Massachusetts, wherever we were going. And it was like, all right,
yeah.
like let's get the map out, get the highlighters out, and
Yep.
like let's have I'll be like a real co-pilot, and I'll be like 9, 10 years old, be like, Dad, you're about to miss this exit, and then curve around.
It is
So,
cool though that our five of us, our generations, we saw all of it. We saw that.
Yeah.
We saw it move to the fucking MapQuest direction. We saw it move to the TomTom where you had
Oh,
you
that's
fucking
right.
plug that thing
Yeah.
up. And
Yeah,
then
the
it goes
Garmin.
down.
the
Right,
Garmin's, yeah.
That would just give you
Here,
the
I
thing
was-
would never shut up. It would be like, take a left and 500
Dude,
feet. Take
the
a left and
fucking
400
Garmin-
feet. Take a left and 300.
I was delivering pizzas in college. I was a pizza boy, and I would use my dad's pickup truck, and I would leave the car running. I was downtown Naperville. Fucking Garmin got ripped off, and it was the pizza guy. It was like the pizza place's GPS, and I'm like, fuck, man, someone stole it because they just walking by saw it and ganked it. We saw that entire transition, entire thing.
Yeah, we saw it all.
Yeah.
Do you even have any idea what that is, Harry?
Yeah, I was like MapQuest when I was a kid.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what my parents were using, but
How old are you,
Alright.
Harry?
Surprised.
25.
20, okay.
Okay.
But
you're-
MapQuest gave you like the
thought.
satisfaction of them printing it off and being like, "You're going to Six Flags, like that's 57 minutes." And you're like, "Well, we'll see about that, MapQuest."
Yep.
That's true.
Beating the MapQuest is,
And then you be telling your buddies like, "Yeah, dude, they said 57. We got here in third, whatever." So can't do
I'm
that
so
these
bad
days.
with-
When they give you time these days, they mean it.
You used to see the TomToms lose the minutes too. You try to knock down minutes on
Yeah.
that. There was nothing worse sitting in traffic and watch that thing climb.
Yeah.
But funny story.
Yeah.
I'm so bad. I'm so bad with directions. A buddy of mine offered me a shift delivering pizzas, Dave, when I first got my license. My father told me no. He goes, no, I'm gonna end up buying 14 pizzas. He goes, you have no idea where you're going. He goes, it's gonna be worse than Kevin Arnold delivering fucking Chinese food. He shut me down from delivering the pizza that night. I was like,
All right, Waze off the board. Chief, you're up.
I'll take the one that everybody is gonna shit on because it's toxic or whatever. I use Twitter more than any
yeah.
of these apps combined.
Yeah.
I actually still like, as much as people piss me off on that fucking app, I still probably like it and use it the most. I think it's still a net positive. Really pushes like the dialogue of what
Evening
the
out a little bit. Though.
country is talking. What do you mean?
Like it used to be just positive,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's like getting to the point where I'm like, fuck this thing.
See, I don't know. I would say most of my maybe it's just perception, but I feel like the vast majority of my interactions are positive, and it's like even when people are pissing me off, I still like to argue.
It's an
so
addiction.
and like I don't know. I think Twitter's still great. There's a reason why it was, Elon was buying it for $40 billion or something before that fell apart. And it is like the public square. It's probably, I would say, maybe the most important app.
Oh,
too.
definitely.
And it's the one that I feel like our company lives on more than any other. So
If you had the opportunity, would you nuke it tomorrow?
nuke it? No,
Would you?
I would. Oh,
no way, no way.
Gonna
Well,
go
like-
around
like-
the table.
like-
Gonna go around the table.
Like, we still have our jobs and everything.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Dave.
Get the fuck rid of it.
Rico.
I would like to nuke it and then start from scratch and
I
like.
get it. I get all the negatives, but you still like. It's a place if you use it the right way. You could still have some laughs and have those funny interactions. It is a newspaper without a newspaper.
Yep.
Like, I don't know. I wouldn't. I think we need to figure out as a society of not being scumbags about it.
Correct.
But I think it's got more positives than negatives.
I'd nuke
There
the
are
shit
a couple
out of it.
great things.
You've
like,
always said that though,
Yeah, I
but
would nuke the shit out
Well,
of
it's
it.
Black
just a
Twitter,
toxic fucking place. People
hilarious.
are just angry, like unhappy. People just coming in there and just fucking.
I
Fuck you.
feel like
Dude, it's
I've
changed the world of how
Yeah.
people listen to it and like how people dude, it's literally changed everything outside of it.
And you guys could be like, oh well, we still have our jobs, but we don't. I don't think there's a place.
No,
like,
I'm saying in this hypothetical, like just nuke
Yeah.
Twitter from the world and we can still post
I
our
disagree with that.
where would
I
we
disagree with that completely.
our blog, Instagram,
Do you think
Snapchat.
you think people listening to this show are finding it on Twitter?
Especially snake drafts. I think the social.
No
I think
way.
the Twitter
No way, bro.
discussions and the polls and the arguments and the social clips
Oh, that
grew this show.
Yeah, we're
like,
saying
but I'm
that
saying
stuff can
found
live.
it.
Just pretend
Yeah.
that like we don't have to publish that on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like pretend Twitter doesn't exist. Like you still post on Facebook or whatever.
It's
like,
a impossible hypothetical.
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
I just think, like if you look at like link clicks and shit like that, like the promotional shit that we do, it really is.
It doesn't really do that much.
The data shows that. It's
and I
like
do
minuscule.
think that less than 10% of people who follow Barstool, I think less than 10% are active on Twitter. And when I say actually active, I think it's way less than fucking 5%.
dude,
Like people
that's the
listening
thing.
to this right now, there are so many people that I think are like, I'm not voting this week,
Dude,
or I don't
totally.
care.
But there's also a thing too where we're in such an echo chamber that we're on Twitter. There's so
Yes.
many people not on Twitter that are like, dude, Twitter, you're weird if you have Twitter.
I
But
only got
I
Twitter
think
because
that
of
I think
is-
people-
Yeah.
I think that's an older generation though. Like there is that stat where it's like it's only like 7% of the population is on Twitter, but I think that's because it's everybody. A lot of people 40 and over, which is still like the biggest block of the population, are the ones who are not doing it. I feel like people our age and younger use it quite a bit.
I think they have it, but they don't use it as much. Like they're not tweeting. Like I think a lot of dudes in their 20s are not like.
Do you follow high school friends? I follow like all my friends that I grew up with.
They never
Nobody
does
They never
shit.
say
Yeah, but
they
that
never
doesn't
say
mean
shit.
they're-
If they
not-
don't miss stuff. My buddies, they'll be like, dude, I can't believe you played in a spring game or something. Like, how the fuck did you see that? They're like, dude, it was on Twitter. I'm like,
Yeah.
when do you use Twitter? They're like, when
But
I'm
I
taking
would
a dump.
I would describe that as being active. Even if you're not tweeting, you're still like on it, lurking, using it, clicking on things. Like you're
Yeah,
still.
but you're not adding to the conversation.
Yeah, they call those lurkers.
That's what I would be.
Yeah.
I'd be a lurker.
But
Yeah.
we're not influenced by those people. You don't have exposure to that. They'll like something or they won't. They'll read. But I'm saying your
Yeah.
perception of Twitter is based on the engagement that you have with it, and the
Correct.
people that you engage with
Are active.
I think is a significantly smaller percentage of like the actual functional audience than people realize.
That I agree with.
Like,
That-
yeah, dude, think about that. Like you say, like, dude, how many people vote in the poll? 10,000? I could tell you way more people
totally.
Yeah,
listen
yeah.
to the
Totally.
show than 10,000.
Totally. I know.
I like the people that listen and have absolutely no interest in voting. They're like, whatever, fuck it. Whoever wins,
Yeah,
wins.
yeah, yeah.
Good
I mean,
for you
because this
guys.
is like, I
Thank
mean,
you.
honestly,
They're just here for the argument.
Which then now you talk about that. Say you get a message that's like, yo, dude, you sucked on this week's snake draft. And you'll sit there and you're like, fuck you. You fuck. It's much smaller percentages, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Rico, what do you think?
Like I said, I think the Chiefs' point, if you lurk, like God bless those people. Like we can't. We have to be interactive, and like those people are using it basically like reading a newspaper.
yeah.
And like when I first signed up for Twitter before like everything kind of blew up and you were active and you figured out how to like, oh hey, I can make a name for myself here or like whatever, I would just try to follow like sports reporters. I basically treated it as like you organize it. I think the lists are underutilized. Like you should have college football guy. Like you don't want to be following like or something in your timeline of like somebody saying like, hey, I just took a shit or I just ate whatever. Like that's useless. Like we don't need those tweets. I know you get them. But like it's the debates, it's the interactive, like breaking balls, the funny stuff, like the old moments, like these old accounts. Like I don't know, I think there's a lot to it that you could definitely see something good. Like hey, like 25 years ago to the date, like Jordan put up 39 against the Magic in like this game or something, and you're like, oh shit, I haven't seen that, and then you can go down a rabbit hole. I don't know.
Yeah, but
It's
then
like,
there's the fucking.
it is news.
And then there's the
It's
fucking.
necessary.
Then they got the shit where the fucking lady who breaks her neck in the Matt Stafford photography at the LA, people dig up her tweets the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she fucking had, you know what I mean? Like, not
Yeah,
saying what she said was
100%.
right, obviously, but like the girl just broke her neck and people
Right.
are looking to pounce on her.
Twitter space now the spaces is like pretty legit. Just talking basketball with like Division 2 and Division 3 coaches, like kind of ripping on AAU, like, and I know that that's like a nerdy niche thing, but like Eddie's fucking laughing already. But like,
No, sorry.
that's like if you're into that stuff, you could find it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It definitely can it makes the world a lot smaller, like, and I say it all the time, like I basically got discovered through Twitter and shit. You know what I mean? Like that's how I got my job like here, and where else can you have an interaction with like Scott Van Pelt, like Big Cat, Dan, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great point.
Yep.
And let me.
For sure.
It was
Also-
I was between Waze and Twitter. Twitter's such a good app. I use it all the time.
I wish that there was less. I always struggle with how to say this word, anonymity.
Anonymity.
Yeah, I think I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like that's I think that's where like the trouble comes in, where people are like, trying to pounce on people and like all the cancel shit. Like I think if people made it more like everybody was just themselves as opposed to like this character.
I mean, this
Yeah.
conversation could go on for 2 more hours.
Yeah.
About, like,
I've enjoyed it.
yeah, there's that's why people probably be like, oh, fucking apps, but like the discussion we just had in this first round, I thought was very
Very
strong.
good. Yeah, I
Great
agree.
first
Just
round.
gonna
boys.
say that.
Yeah. Should we want to move on to the second round?
Yes, we
The
should.
score app. So
Yep.
you could say that this is we were wondering who would kick off the corporate ball washing. It was me. So I love the score app. I've loved the score app for years and years now. I think it's the best way to track all of your different bets that you have going on. You can personalize it to yourself, so like your feed is just like either your bets or the teams you care about. They'll give you a little bit of news. I don't think I use it that much for that, but in terms of just like tracking games, I don't think there's anything better than the score app.
Completely agree.
Yeah, this is not a pander pick at all. This is not a ball wash pick at all. Because even before Barstool bought the score was the most elite app when it came to this.
100%.
So this is one of those categories where I think it's like based on your experience and when you get sucked in. Because I have one that I've used until it wasn't until we acquired the score, and I was like, oh, what's this? And I still and then it took me a
No
while
way,
to train
really?
myself to. Yep.
Holy shit!
And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you
Okay.
why when we get there.
Be careful saying which one.
I'm not.
I'm just saying.
I know what he's
that,
getting at.
I know there's one app that I used a little too, and I was forced to delete it just so
I'm just
calling
telling.
my hot ice
I'm
guy.
telling you that I'm over that. I'm over that phase. I'm into the score, but it took a little bit.
Got it.
And I got
Got it.
shamed when we acquired the score because I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know about it.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's
Chief just cornered the market because now you can't say any of the other ones.
Why do you think? Do you think we don't have immunity?
no. I think you do.
We have
We
immunity.
have immunity.
Yeah,
100%.
we have immunity.
Well, we did a draft. Well,
Yeah, we did a full draft. If we're talking about that, we did a full draft on it.
Yeah.
I think it's totally
No,
fine.
It's not 4 letters. It's 6 letters. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, okay. I don't know what you're getting at.
Yeah, well,
Well, we'll
I'm
see.
not trying to
All
get
right.
canceled, Eddie. I know.
All right.
You'd have to. It is
6
what it is.
letters.
Oh, I know what you're getting at now. We're gonna have to sort of have that conversation at some point during this show, but we'll see how we handle
Okay.
it.
I don't
ain't
think I know what he's
taking
talking about.
Yeah. The score.
Is there a chat?
good app.
Strong
Chat
pick.
in this Zoom?
no chat.
Carl, you're up.
No chat. This is like it's like the dozen. We no behind the scenes conversations. All right. I'm gonna take an app. Fuck. I'm taking Venmo.
It's
Just Venmo me. Just
that-
Venmo me. I don't even know if I like this app. I just know that it's such a functional app and it is made. I'll give you a perfect example. I've brought it up in the show already. I'm going to the Rage concert today. My brother Kevin got the tickets. So it's just like, yeah, here you go.
Venmo
dude.
me.
Venmo me.
It's another one that's revolutionary, man.
What was
It
it?
is-
What would have been the process before? I'll meet you. I'll give you $400 cash. I'll write you a check for $400. I'll send you like. What would you have done before having one app that consolidates PayPal and the banks and everything? Where you're just like, I'll just
Venmo
do this.
stops so many cheapskates in their fucking
Oh,
trash,
Oh yeah,
and it's
because
great.
you can just pop that request.
Great, yes. So those guys should be like, I got no cash, sorry. I'll get you next time. I'll get you next time. I'll
Nope,
get you next time.
don't need to worry
How
about
about
that.
now, motherfucker?
Now, what about
Request
this?
Sent.
There's something that happens in this office very often, and I'd say you are not a member of Barstool Chicago until this happens. Until White Sox Dave does what? Hey, Harry, let me get $100.
I'll Venmo you.
I'll Venmo you
I
right now.
never have cash on me, and
This
I
is
pay for more bar tabs for this fucking
No
office
one's
than
called.
anybody.
This is not calling you cheap.
No, you're
it's
like
gonna
the
come
least.
off as that,
You're
though.
the least. No,
This is
no,
not
no. You're
calling
the
you cheap.
least.
Everybody
cheap.
that's listening is
It's
gonna
a
think.
preparation
Just calling
thing.
you unprepared.
It's a preparation
It's-
thing.
feel like
I
we're
kn-
going to the casino.
Yeah,
and like
yes.
you don't have cash.
But you don't plan to go to the casino. It's like, oh,
and
hey,
not only
it's 10
doesn't he have
o'clock.
cash, he most of the time doesn't have a debit card.
Hey,
So that-
because you left
that's
it at
another-
the bar the night
True
before.
or false? When you went to
I don't use debit cards
all right,
anymore.
when you went to the Pittsburgh casino with the VIP guy after
Yeah.
the Steelers Monday night game.
That was awkward. It wasn't awkward. It was uncomfortable because he was betting tens of thousands of dollars, and I'm like getting pissed at $50 hands
Wait,
I'm
what
losing. I'm like,
happened?
So we're leaving. So we're leaving.
Yeah.
We went out to the Pittsburgh Bears Monday night game. It was us and Jerry.
I think I heard this.
And there's
That was a high roller.
It's like a high. We're out there to like entertain high rollers, and we're like talking to this guy, and he just tells us how much. I'll tell you, he had $400,000 on the Steelers.
Yeah, like this guy's.
it was like 380.
It was no
yeah.
joke. He had three.
was
It was like
insane.
he had 385, and then he had another $15,000 bet.
That's what
and
it
the
was.
15
yeah.
was for his buddy. And he was like, if it wins, he gets it. If it loses, whatever. He's like, good luck for me.
$400K.
Dude, so we're sitting there hanging out.
And they didn't cover.
They didn't cover. Yeah, the
Correct.
bet lost.
Right.
This guy didn't. I mean,
Oh, he didn't even care.
Yeah.
He didn't even care.
So we got, as you can imagine, the type of guy who spends that type of money on a Monday night game with a group of guys like us. Like he wants to party hard.
Mm-hmm.
He was getting after it. So it was afterwards. He was like, all right, who wants to go out to the Pittsburgh casino? And I mean, me, Chief, and we couldn't have said no in harmony.
And
in
I
fact.
I was going.
Yeah, you were going back to do Dave Portnoy show.
Yeah.
And White Sox Dave was like, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We met this guy 4 hours. All we know about this guy is that he lives in Pittsburgh. He's a multimillionaire and just fucking lost $500,000 on the Steelers.
The Stillers.
And Dave was out with him till like 5
Yeah.
So Carl, Tom, and I decided to walk because we couldn't get an Uber for whatever reason that day, and we walked in the middle of the night through like the worst parts
Yeah,
of
it turns
Pittsburgh.
out it was-
And we were like joking, like imagine if like because we just looked it up on our map.
We walked from Heinz Field to Oakland. If you're a Pittsburgh guy, we walked through.
sketch.
Yeah.
Sketch.
Okay, but continue. So how
Yeah.
did
White
how did
Sox
we get
Dave.
to
So
the
I'm
Venmo?
curious. So White Sox Dave, when you went into the casino, did you look at Josh and say, "Hey, I'll Venmo you $100"?
Exactly what I did. No, it was 5. It was 5, but he had no problem doing it.
Did you Venmo
But
him though, or did he just say, "Here's
no, I
$1,000"?
did it. I did it. He was made whole immediately, but I tried to take money out on my own, and Chase immediately shut me off. So I had no choice. They immediately shut me off. That happens every single time I go to a casino.
I'm texting him right now.
Good thing about Josh. Well, I don't know his name. Is that him? Sorry, I don't.
Josh,
Should
yeah.
we say his
Yeah,
name or
Josh.
no?
Yeah,
It's okay.
I
All
would
right,
imagine he.
He wouldn't.
That's
care.
the only reason. So-
If he cares, I'm a monkey's uncle.
So Josh, like the thing about good guys like that and gamblers, usually they'll just spot you and be like, "Hey, whatever you when you win,
Right.
just throw it back to me
Yeah.
right away." So you don't
Yeah.
gotta worry about that.
That's actually,
nice.
I think, how it
How it went
went
down.
in the end. But he did give me cash at one point,
Yeah.
and I Venmo'd him. But I got up a little bit, and he was made whole, though.
But yeah, long story short, White Sox Dave is the Venmo guy.
It's because I just don't carry cash on me.
but he is not a cheap guy, and I think
No,
that's
no,
very
no, no.
fair.
Not
And
at
if
all.
you're
No,
if you
it's
don't
a
want
verb-
that,
it's
no,
a
you're
verb
not a
in this
cheap guy.
office.
I got
Office.
buddies like that.
It's a
I got
verb in
buddies
this
like
office.
that,
If
and
you
they just never have cash.
if you go to a bar, chances are I'm covering the entire tab, and I'm not gonna go around to 20 different people. Hey
And
man,
you're
you got
asking me
that
for
15,
cash for the tip.
which is I think fair.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think you've ever paid for me, but
It's many times it's happened.
No, you're-
and I'll
you're
get stuck with like
definitely,
a $400 bill, and I don't want to ask 40 different people for $10. So I just eat it.
Yeah, but you did sell a box of fucking Mark Burley T-shirts for 50% off on Thanksgiving one time, and it cost me like $700 shipping costs. So
Yeah, it was bad math on mine. What do you want from me?
Yeah, I mean, you got that money back eventually.
Yeah,
I
we
would
did.
say it was an investment in the future of this show.
I like how no matter
relationship.
I like how no matter what the topic is, when the 5 of us get together, the trip is like 3 hours.
Yeah.
On 2, coming soon. On 3, like there is no.
We're not even
and Eddie
halfway
is
through the
like,
second round.
Pick 7.
Yeah, and Eddie's texting me. Eddie's like, "Hurry up! I got a fucking flight to catch." I'm like, Eddie, I don't know if I'm the problem right now.
I got a plane to catch. I don't know if I'm gonna catch it.
Yeah.
It's all right. This is great discussion. I'll miss the flight for good
I
discussion.
think the deeper apps are going to be quick. I think it's just going to be one word.
Yeah, that's usually how it works. That's usually how it works.
Yeah.
But Venmo,
Good pick.
yeah, I love it.
Okay. Waze and Venmo.
Great value. Rico, back to you.
Oh, it's me already. I got a bunch that, again, I'm going to just keep waiting on the ones that I think will fall to me. I'm going to go with something that was created again for the phone. It's way better than its predecessor. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but I'm going to go with Spotify. I think Spotify might be a little
was
bit
praying
of a
it
reach,
got
but
back to me.
You know, I like that you can.
I was going
I still
there
haven't
next.
fully figured it out, but you can like follow people and
Yeah.
and see their playlist. You can like if you have a buddy who's really good, like you let him do it. There's also been times where I've added. I'm like, hey, like, can you help me out with this playlist, like for a weekend or something? And they just add shit on. You can collaborate. Like, I don't know. I think it's pretty good. And now, obviously, with the podcasts and everything they're doing, I think Spotify is basically the spot for music. It sucks because whatever. But it used to be a thing. I still remember being old enough to like download the stuff on iTunes and all those songs that you had, and that's all gone now. You ain't getting that crazy remix that you got from a mixtape from your buddy in 2006. It's just it's gone.
You don't got to do that like you said anymore. Back when I was in college, the first MacBook I ever got, you could pop in a CD and you could download the CD to the MacBook. So I would go to the public library in my college's town. I would rent like every fucking CD on the planet, and I would just throw it, like basically stealing music. That's what all I was doing, because all you needed was a library card. You don't need to do that anymore. Spotify is probably my most used app by far and away. It is never not on.
Can I say something? I miss the days of the fucking iTunes and going to get the crazy mixes and
for sure
shit that no one had. Can I also say this? This is a fucking throwback, and people are gonna be like, "What are you talking about?" Did you guys ever discover that if you put a CD in your computer and drag the files, like not just make it a playable, I'm fucking dating myself. A mix CD gives you about 15 tracks, right? So like track 1 to 15. They made CDs that were data CDs.
Yeah.
So you drag them as the files. You used to have like 300 songs on a CD, and you put it in your car, and it could play. Dude, it was crazy.
I don't remember
that.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I had it in my Mariner, Eddie. You like CDs from college. I put it in, and it was like stuff you used to save for storage. You put it in, you had like 300 songs on there. You're scrolling through, you're just playing hours of music on a car ride. It's like, this is fucking great, especially on a long trip. Like, you don't have the radio and stuff.
The other
whatever. But either way, Spotify is now condensed all that on Spotify.
Yeah, I was hoping that caught. I was hoping it was going to.
Yeah, that's what I was praying it got back to me.
I think I'm in the minority where I'm an Apple guy still for that. But the other thing with Rico about the iTunes, I used to love those gift cards. It was 99 cents a download. You get a gift card for iTunes. You're like, well, I'm fucking set. And you're stocking at Christmas or something. I love that.
I don't know how long the statute of limitations is, but I never paid for an iTunes song in my life.
What does that mean?
I was illegally downloading the iTunes.
You're on LimeWire.
I had a couple songs fall off the truck.
Yep, a couple of songs fell off the truck. Yeah, I don't know how. It is what it is.
Good pick. Like Dave said, I was hoping it slid. It definitely wouldn't have slid you. I was going to go that.
It didn't sound like he was going to take it either.
No, I know. I was like, oh fuck, am I about to get Spotify here? Strong pick though. Back to me. That's like, well, no, there's still a couple more that I use regularly, but I'm going to go. I guess it's a little outside the box. It's the only one of these kind that's been drafted yet, but it's one that everybody uses every day. It's the fucking weather app.
Fuck you,
dude.
Ed, that's such a good. That was
Ed.
That's so good.
So obviously it's on my list. I was so nervous about considering it at the wraparound that I think I was gonna pass. But I was like, I use this app fucking constantly.
Dude, all the time.
So
I read it multiple times a day.
Simple and easy. It's perfect. It's a perfect app.
It may not be the best one, but it's good enough. I know people swear by the ones that they have.
So I had downloaded another one. I won't say it. It was one that you had to pay for. It was like $4.99 or something like that, because I was convinced that it was better. It's not any better.
Really?
Yeah.
My buddies swear by one that like he could tell when it's going to stop raining, like to the fucking.
Yeah.
You can do that on this one too now.
Dude, but it's not as accurate.
It's not as accurate, but it's still like, it's fucking fine.
It gives you what you need.
Exactly.
It gives you what you need. Everyone use it. You don't have to you don't have to go outside. You don't have to watch Skilling. Like, you don't have to do any of that shit anymore. You just look at your fucking phone.
I like that it's click. It pops up. There's no frills. There's no fucking, it's like, boom, shows you. It's dummy's guide. Like, just give me the fucking wet. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. You look for.
And again, I used to watch the news. Like, you used to have to watch the fucking news.
Yeah.
Like, get the 5-day forecast on NY1. Like, the only reason I ever watched that fucking channel.
You go on a vacation, it gives you fucking a bunch of days out. Like, there's a lot of good features. Yeah. So the weather app might be basic, but I think it's very practical.
A good pick. It's a very good pick.
It's a good pick.
Dave.
And on that note, I'm gonna stick to. No, what? I'm gonna use that for the wraparound. I'm gonna go with.
What was it?
No, I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna go with the same vein as the weather app. I'm going with the wallet.
Ah.
It simplifies everything. You got a flight, add it to the wallet. Your little QR code pops up. Same with sporting events. You could use it for a bunch of different things. Credit cards for if you use Apple Pay, which I use all the fucking time now. You don't even really need a wallet at this point. You really don't. Like if I'm out on a jog or something and I swing by to pick up a can of dip or whatever it is, I got my phone on me, I can pay.
Yeah, dude,
Because
we're
of the wallet.
we're like a year away from just being microchipped. And
We're
just like,
not
we just
gonna
put
have-
our thumb up in the air, and they're just like, oh.
These will be a thing of the past. It's 2022. Call it 2040. We won't even have those anymore. And this thing's a fucking Costanza wallet right now.
Yeah.
Is that real leather?
No, it's a shitty. I got it at Nordstrom for like $25, I think. It's Levi's.
Environmentalist, it's good for you, dude.
I would say this probably has the least used out of anything drafted so far, though.
Probably.
Maybe.
I don't love the pick.
Yeah, it's a great
I like it.
invention.
It's great
Yeah.
if you're at an airport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first time I used it was Steelers game, actually.
Was because you had to
Yeah.
add the pass. Well, it's actually because there's definitely an app that will not get drafted, and that's the MLB Park Now app.
Oh, it sucks. It's the worst
So
thing
obviously,
on the
and I
fucking
have
planet.
no problem
Yeah.
saying that.
Yeah.
Anybody
Yeah.
who's drafting that,
You
know,
You
you're
sunk
more-
yourself anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like you're trolling us.
Yeah, I don't
But,
love it either, Chief, but I could see how people are like, hey, this is, I could see how people swear by it. Like,
I mean, I use it. It's functional, but it's not like
You're not using it every day, sure, but I'm using it more and more often as I realize how convenient it is. Because, like, do you have your cards linked to it?
yeah.
So
Wow, I'm having a little bit of an issue.
I
with
saw
it.
that. That's unfortunate,
Fucking
yeah.
God damn it.
It's happening to a lot
are
of
you?
people. Yeah,
Someone
he got
tried
hacked.
almost $1,000 now on
no.
on Amazon. So now I shut down everything. I
And let's
have
be-
like $30 to my name right now.
Do you need some
I
help?
don't know.
I might. I might need
Actually,
you know what,
hey,
Dave?
speaking of, I do
You
got cash on
Let's see,
me.
Dave.
Yeah. So
Couple
this is like
crisp.
the third time it's happened to me in the last
raffle
2
Carnival
years.
tickets.
Yeah, a little fucking split the pot.
Target
These-
receipt he meant to expense, forgot to expense, still keeps it in the wallet.
Mom's Place business card. I guess I met the owner of Mom's Place.
What
Don't
did you
remember
buy
that.
from Target?
I think this is I gotta expense this.
Air fryer.
That's another app that stinks. Is the Concur app.
Um,
Red Bull, Svedka, 2 Jack's pizzas, 2 cases of Miller Lite, and High Noon.
You had yourself a night.
$117. That was for the Papa Hops, I think.
Dave, you're up again. Unless if anyone else has comments about the wallet, Rico.
Nah.
Here,
It's okay.
buy yourself some lunch. today.
I'm still I'm a hard guy. I need that thud in my fucking pants.
Yeah.
I understand
I'm
that
not
fully.
knocking you, and you're smarter than me, like doing that. And the screen, but I still screenshot my flight account. Like it don't transfer over to the wallet. I flip out. Like it's not for me.
Okay.
You're up again, Dave.
Like our kids will all be exclusively wallet users. I'm gonna go with TouchTunes. I love that fucking app. I'm obnoxious with it. On a Sunday fun day, you just play all the hits like Backstreet Boys and everything. I've talked about it before. I love TouchTunes. Let's see. I probably got about 30 credits in here. I used to live close enough to Halligan's Bar where I'd be sitting there on like a Thursday or Friday night alone and I'd be bored. And I was close enough where I could connect to their TouchTunes and I would just empty my account playing the same song like 20 times in a row. It's good entertainment for me.
I like the pick a lot. You're
It's
a
a great
fucking
pick.
dominant force if you have the app and you just jump people. You
Oh,
got
yeah.
the card loaded, and the people you're with thank you because you got control.
Oh, yeah. You got
Have you ever
control.
gotten into an app off with somebody at a bar?
Oh, he
Oh, a
does.
handful, all the time. And I that's a war I refuse to lose.
Because it's like pay more to buy next, right?
Pay more. I'll pay all the fucking money I have to my name
not
just
real
to
money.
win that. No, it's not because you don't see it.
Right.
You don't see it like debited from the accounts. I'll win that war 100% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to go toe to toe with me, like you're fighting Tyson in his
if
prime
you
with the
think
TouchTunes.
White Sox Dave's not going to play Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You this summer, and you think you're going to
I
win
haven't
that
pulled
battle
that.
against
That
him,
actually, it's July. Yeah, that move will be coming soon.
that is one of your big moves.
It's a good
Hey,
pick.
speaking of Christmas in July, go check out the Barstool Sports.
Yeah.
20% off the entire,
at this point,
almost the
nah,
entire
Well,
store.
you missed it.
Well,
But
if
it
you
was-
missed it, you're an idiot. Don't
Hey,
miss it next year.
Pay full price. Sorry. All right, it's to me.
All right, before we finish the draft, we got to take a quick break. to tell you guys about the absolute best contest you can enter from Indiana, Chicago. It's a summer city, and Chevy is synonymous with Chicago in the summertime. Get your cars ready, brakes checked. Maybe you need a new car. Go to ChevyDriveChicago.com to find a dealer nearest you. And also when you're there, this contest, this promo, it's one that I have entered. I'm excited to win. It's called Sail Chicago. This is why Chicago is great. You have access to the lake. The only way to improve that is to have access to a boat. Now, ChevyDriveChicago.com is giving you the opportunity to do that with Chevy Sail Chicago sweepstakes. You're going to get to charter a boat out with the boys, playpen, up and down the coast, Navy Pier, whatever you want. You're going to go to ChevyDriveChicago.com, captain, boat. You're going to have the absolute best time, some sunglasses. You're going to drive there in your Chevy. It's going to be the perfect summertime Chicago experience. So again, go to ChevyDriveChicago.com to enter to win that chance to sail Chicago. I call it sailgating. I think that's what you should do. Sailgating is perfect. Tailgate the lake is what they're calling it. ChevyDriveChicago.com has everything that you need. Check them out today.
You're going to give me a ball wash award for this, but I don't care. Gambling apps have made everything so much easier and more responsible. Obviously, I use the Barstool Sportsbook app, and it's a good app. So gambling apps in general, though, betting live.
Whoa.
But I'm taking the Barstool Sportsbook app.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I'm just speaking more.
Yeah, I was wondering how long that was gonna go. But it's
like you guys know, everyone here gambles.
Yep.
And it's
yeah.
getting the live lines, be able to get in that action. Seeing
Love
everything there is so nice. And like I said, using only your money, not going on a line of credit, doing that whole thing is just a more
way more responsible.
Yes.
Way more responsible, way less stressful.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Like that, well, I don't even know.
I will
where
say
we're
this:
at,
I have retired for the time being until football.
Yeah, that's okay.
Well, if the White Sox were playing well,
They're down 3-0 right now.
Would you?
In case anybody's,
it's a hypothetical. If they were playing well, would you be unretired?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I'd be making money instead of
Right.
feeding that thing $500 a weekend.
Yeah. I don't think that's too much of a. That's a genuine pick, though.
Yeah,
Like, I think-
it's- in terms of, I've taken a little hiatus myself, Dave. But in terms of apps that I use the most,
It was not getting past me.
this is right.
Oh,
This
wasn't I
is
good? I
this
think
is
it
a
was-
top 5 app in
And it's a
terms of
good
usage
point.
for me.
Don't
That's a good
stress
point.
it.
You can
Don't
look up
stress it,
usage,
Eddie.
right?
Yeah.
All right.
When they send you your screen time, they usually you can scroll down.
Okay, screen time.
Rico, you
I
are
have
up.
it.
I am up.
Yep.
All right. So to Eddie's point, to segue, I'm a guy too. Like Chief made a great pick with the score, and the score was good. Just being able to, dude, I used to call fucking updates on Tell Me 888 Tell Me to get scores when you were in a bar and mute it, and I knew all the shortcuts. Like you used to hit 3 for sports, then you would hit 1 for the NBA. Like I knew and you mute it. The trick was mute it because you were supposed to say the team, or you would just go like this, like Arizona State, and then hit mute and hope he got you. And they would be like, Arizona State is crushing Stanford 42-14. You'd be like, yes, or they would run through the top 25, whatever. So the score is great. And now obviously legal gambling, Eddie, Barstool Sportsbook. But I'm one of those guys, if I'm sweating out a bet, I gotta watch. I like being able to watch on your phone, or hey, on a Saturday in the fall, you lose the war and you're going to Kohl's, or you're going out shopping at the mall, and your wife's going in and out and the girlfriend's going in and out. It's like, all right, I'm gonna sit on a park bench for an hour, watch the game. At least I'm not trapped. You could at least watch the game. I'm gonna take this one first. No, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna take this one first because it was the first one that I remember being able to go. I'm gonna take the ESPN Go app or Watch ESPN, whatever that. It used to be ESPN Go, but now it's Watch ESPN.
Yeah,
But it's actually just ESPN now. Now
Yeah,
I
it's
believe
almost-
that they consolidated Watch ESPN, but
know,
I like
and
Watch
and,
ESPN. Is
I
where your
know
head's
I
at.
get I'm trying not to cheat. If somebody wants to take the just ESPN app, go ahead, because I don't really use it for the scores. I use Score to Chiefs' point because I didn't like how ESPN updated. I like you could see the field, but to watch sports, ESPN came out first, and it was like, hey, $4.99 a month for this. I'm fucking in.
So ESPN Go, you want me to put?
Well, I mean-
ESPN Go,
Yeah.
watch ESPN, whatever you want to put. I'm gonna get points off because people may not understand the graphic. I don't care. This was the first one, and I have a Conference USA game that I need to watch or college basketball game. Like it's on,
Yeah.
I'm watching it.
No, I mean
You
any
know,
app
and,
where
like,
you,
now-
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you go
Yeah,
to the
now
Watch
everything.
ESPN app and you open it, the app will look like, I mean, it hasn't been updated in like 10 years. And then a notification comes up and it says download the ESPN app.
Yeah, they got rid of
Yeah,
it. That's
but
how
I know what
old
you're
school-
saying. I think that should still play. I think you should be able to still, because
Yeah,
this is
whatever.
where the
You wanna
heart
give
and
me
soul
watch
is of it.
ESPN,
Yeah.
like leave it on the board, and to
or now
I
it's
don't wanna
ESPN Plus, or what is it?
yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Plus, I think.
Yeah,
Is
I don't
that-
wanna
yeah.
tip my hand. Yeah, I don't want to tip my hand. This is not the first video streaming app that I'm gonna be taking. So,
There you
Hey,
go.
hey, Rico, you did
Yeah.
just tip your hand.
okay,
tipped
I'm
it.
just
It's a good pick though.
I didn't
When-
mean to say you don't care if you tip it.
when you can't get games you need, it's about to go. Sports on your phone.
yeah.
Chief.
Carl.
Oh, Carl. Sorry, my apologies.
Heavy chalk here, guys, in the third. I don't know if you guys know this, but your YouTube app is just synced across all devices.
Yep.
Like if I watch a YouTube thing on my phone and then I go to put it on it just picks up right where it left off. I could watch a little Dave Portnoy show here, a little bit here, a little Bleacher Bum here. I could watch a little Snake Draft. I could watch a little Bench Mob, and then I go home and I want to put the Bench Mob onto the main. Everybody go subscribe to Bench Mob. It's
you.
unbelievable how good YouTube has gotten. The free movie selection, which
I have
used to just
one
be a joke.
major
used
beef
to
with
just be a
it.
joke. Hold on a second. The music catalog too. The music catalog's nice, Dave.
It's good,
You can see. I watched.
but you have to have the app open, otherwise it stops.
You there is an add-on feature that you don't have to.
That's an extra. That's
I'm
add-on.
just saying.
Dave.
I'm talking. When he's
understand.
I
drafting
don't
the
have
YouTube
it, but
app.
it exists.
I didn't know that existed, but
How
like
much is that? How much is that?
I think it's substantial. I want to say it's like
Really?
$8.99 a month.
Dude,
or
if
something.
if you didn't have to pay for that and it was a standard feature, obviously it's like it's 1.1 or 1.2.
I might
Yeah.
not have Spotify for if that were the case, but you can't. Like I'll be watching something, I'll get a text message. You have to stop watching, go respond, come back, and like pick up where you left off instead of it just playing in your ears. It sucks. I hate it.
Yeah,
That's the only reason I avoid it like the plague.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'd be great.
exactly.
I just use the website. I'm a mobile browser guy. Is that wrong?
Yeah, you're fucking up.
Am I?
It's a good
Yeah,
app.
because you're not subscribed to our
Yeah.
pages, you asshole.
I am through. I desktop a lot. Like
Okay.
I'll watch it. I watch my.
So you are
computer.
subscribed?
Yeah.
but it's connected to like your Google, right? So it
Yeah,
says like
yeah, yeah,
Eddie
yeah,
at
yeah,
barstoolsports.com
yeah.
is signed
Yeah.
in and stuff. You know, it tracks your history. It's smart. It suggests stuff. And I'm a sucker for this. I buy movies. I used to buy movies on Google Play. And so, like, I don't know. I just like owning. When
I
movies
bought
come
them
out,
before on there.
I just buy them. They're like $20.
Are you not a Comcast guy?
I have Comcast. I just like to own them on YouTube. And Google Play, Google, and YouTube are like, what did
That's
Google
your-
buy YouTube? So then they put
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
movie platform
On
through
there.
YouTube. Anyways, my
It's a good
movie
pick,
catalog is there. Yeah, I don't know.
Chief
It's huge.
to you.
Listen, I also think YouTube gets points for the fucking. We could probably do 2 hours on YouTube. The obscurity of shit on YouTube, as well.
There's a
You
lot.
know, and like how it like somehow it finds it for you. It helps you out. Like you could be like, you know, Cubs blown lead, fucking 1998 July. Like you know the general. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
like,
the
I
Farnsworth
don't know,
fight. Just perfect
Yeah,
example.
like Mike
There you go.
Tyson freaks out on reporter, like, and there's options, like, it's just like, hey, like in conversation, like, remember this clip, especially us, like, living on the internet, or like funny little jokes from Entourage, like a 1 second clip, you know, or like it's Paulie Walnuts dying the other day. Like I was like, oh, what's the
Yeah,
best
YouTube's
clip? And it's
great.
him
Yeah.
when they knock off the refrigerators, and he's like, oh my fucking balls, like that's just those clips. Like YouTube gets the points there. So.
But I'm not usually using that with the app. That's always the web version for me
Put in a
personally.
blog
at
or
least.
something.
Yeah.
While you're
Well, it's
blogging.
just time and place, though, Dave. You're in your office for 8
True.
hours a day, but when you go home or you're sitting on your couch, like I think you use the phone. So
And it's a seamless transition.
True.
Chief, you're up.
I'll take the podcast app. I think that's
I
actually.
deleted it. I hate that fucking thing.
I think it's a way more navigable. I'm struggling with
Navigatable?
words today for some reason, but my brain's not firing. But I think it's a way like more user friendly app than Spotify for podcasts. I struggle with the Spot. I don't use Spotify that much, And I'm more of like an Apple person kind of across the board. And the podcast app, maybe it's just because it's what I've always used and use it first. But I used to be a big Rogan guy. I haven't really listened since he made the switch to Spotify because I'm so like locked into, my podcast app. So
I deleted it.
I'll take the pod. I didn't even know you could delete it.
You
Spotify
can.
for music, podcast for podcast.
Yeah.
That's a good pick.
I Spotify or YouTube if I'm watching a snake draft at this point, but that was one of the apps that did not make the cut for when I had to cut back on apps because my phone was full. I could not stand that app. I hated that.
I don't
app.
know what your problem is with it because it kind of.
I think Spotify's a million times better for podcasts.
Oh, I
100 times.
Heavily disagree. Yeah, heavily disagree. I think I can understand. Like I don't use Spotify for anything really. I have it, but then it's like I always feel like Spotify, and then I know this is like a personal problem. I always get logged out. Always get logged out. Always make me change my password. And
this is the first time anybody's brought up logging into apps too, and this is a good point because that's a sensitive
Face
thing.
ID is nice.
If you're gonna fuck with me on logging in and out, you're losing my trust as an app.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's just like how am I like
Getting a new phone is like not worth it.
Yeah, that's why I had not iPhone 5S for like 12 years.
I don't know any of my password. Like fuck that.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
I used to have the most hackable password on the planet. I used it for literally everything. And then some time ago, a couple years ago, they started making you put all the extra characters and capitalizations and numbers in it. I have 30 different passwords now, and I never remember any of them.
It's
I have to use a
impossible.
different web app just to log into the HQ website for Barstool.
So I
don't know my password.
With Spotify specifically, I had this thing where they logged me out, and I was sort of like, all right, fine. I'll try to like do my new start a whole thing, recover the password, put in a new password. And then so like I was trying my password, the one that I always use over and over and over, and they're like, this is invalid. So then I'm like, fine, I'll do a new one. And they're like, when I put the new one in, it's like, it can't be the same as your old one. I'm like, I just tried logging in with that password for a half an hour, and you told me it wasn't valid, and now you're saying I can't do the new one because it's the same as the old one. What the fuck?
And then you get to the next picture and they say click
Fair
all
gripe.
click all pictures of a boat.
And then it's like that one little nick.
And it's like,
Is that a
flag?
boat?
Is that a paddle
Is
boat?
that flag is attached to the boat, so I don't know what the fuck.
How do you categorize a jet ski for fuck's sake?
Yeah,
Watercraft.
So the
good
podcast app for me, that little purple, it's purple on my phone. I assume it's the same for everybody. And then for my next pick, I feel like I'm going to get a lot of hate on this one.
Uh-oh.
I'm addicted to TikTok. I really am.
Really?
Yeah, no, it's a
Yeah,
good pick.
I'm on TikTok. I have made maybe 7 videos ever myself.
But you're on a swipe algorithm thing?
I am on. I don't think I follow any account. It's just like whatever they want to give me, and it is perfectly curated. It's like the mix of like hot girls dancing, educational stuff, cooking stuff, and like random sports highlights. And I just like it to me. It's almost like, at least the way that I use it is how I use Twitter or Instagram back in like 2013 when I was like first getting on them, because like I don't really put any of my own content on there, and it's just like it's like pure entertainment for me. And I get like I had the White Sox game on the other night.
Gross.
Yeah, but I'm kind of enjoying the misery, so I like to watch just to see it burn down.
You didn't need to say that.
Yeah,
I mean,
but that is kind of why I've
it's
been
fair.
paying more attention. And but I was just on TikTok scrolling through with the game on the background. I looked up, it was like the 7th inning. And I was like, well, I've been in like the fucking Matrix where they just keep you sucked down to the bottom of the ocean with their algorithm. And I really enjoy it. And it's not, and like I said, I don't follow it. Like I know there's like TikTok famous people. Like I don't follow any of them. So I get just like almost like early YouTube where you had like the grape lady would go viral for like, they're just like these nothing anonymous people who aren't like professional content creators. And then every once in a while they do something
That's
hilarious.
the best content, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
And TikTok is now like the king of that, in my opinion. So if I have to give like my face and data and everything about my identity to the Chinese to have that level of entertainment, I'm willing to make that trade. I make that trade
can I tell you,
every day.
TikTok I've sent to every human being in the last 48 hours. It's this big fat guy walking in a supermarket and this kid behind him with a tuba playing the March of the Elephants.
Like, don't do. Yeah.
And the guy turns around and just goes, all right, enough. He screams. And the kid's still like, oh my God.
That's a hate
fucking
crime.
awesome.
That's a
that's
bully.
mean.
I don't like that.
All right.
It's funny.
Christ, it's an old
Hey,
YouTube
busting
video.
balls.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you
Dude,
just have some
the
fun.
I didn't
funniest
make it, it's
TikTok.
just- It popped up on my thing.
Hey,
Yeah.
they're just making a joke.
I've also, the other thing with TikTok, I don't know what it is, but their targeted ads get me. I've
You
bought,
take
I
TikTok?
bought multiple
Yeah.
things on
After podcast?
Instagram.
yeah. So I've never really done it on Instagram. I bought a set of like medieval knives
Yep.
on TikTok that are fucking
Dude, have you got-
sick.
have you
I
seen-
bought a little air conditioner, like portable air conditioner thing that I just put in my bathroom. I don't need it, but it's in my bathroom. Like for whatever reason, I'm
Have you
waiting.
seen U-Ball yet on TikTok, the basketball game? You go to the beach, that thing looks like the best game ever.
No, what's that?
It's like a fucking portable basketball thing. You carry it in your backpack, you put it on the beach, and you can. It's a targeted ad. Like and I've clicked it and looked and how much does this cost? Like
I'm
yeah,
sure-
they get you, man.
I'm not a big beach guy, but I am almost positive I will buy that basketball game you're
Yep.
talking about.
All right.
Dude, that's
TikTok?
the same as Instagram Reels, basically, right?
Yeah, it's way better.
But
Okay.
Instagram stole it from
It
me.
is. It's
Yeah.
better.
That's what
That's
I
what I'm
figured.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carl, you're up.
I'm taking Lyft. I don't really use Uber. I use Lyft because I think Lyft is better. I think they have better drivers. I think they have higher standards. I think they have cleaner cars. I think they have a better inventory of people to show up. I think there was a good long period of time where you'd get an Uber and it'd be $28 to take you 3 miles, and somebody'd show up in a 2002 two-door Honda Accord, and they'd have to push the driver's seat up, and you'd have to climb in the fucking back, and the thing would smell like cigarettes, and they'd be sitting there playing Tiesto. Like, that just doesn't fly with me. And it'd be some guy who doesn't, just like some guy who's like just got back from the gym, smells like shit. He's got fucking chicken shawarma in the front seat. Like, that's what I think of Uber. I think Uber, they just tried to figure out a way to like get it as cheap and as shitty and fast as possible. I still love Uber, and it's a great pick. But to me, Lyft was like, how do we do it right? How do we do it solid? They introduced the tipping aspect first, where it's like, hey, if you actually think they did a good job, you can throw your driver a couple extra bucks. So what did that do? They made the driver shut the fuck up when you got in the car. They made him actually like fun. It was a better human-to-human experience. And to get Lyft in the 4th round, because there ain't nothing. You want to price check Uber? I'll tell you what price checks Uber. Lyft. Taking Lyft.
They work cheap. They work for cheap.
I'm passionately taking Lyft.
Everything that
a
you
choice between Uber and Lyft, I will always take Lyft.
Everything you said about Uber, I think about Lyft. Like, I think Lyft is trashier.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Never used it.
Yeah.
You fucking bum.
Never used
You
it.
just didn't have to, huh? You're not downloading a second travel app.
No,
You
I
never
couldn't.
price check. You get gouged. They probably know you don't have it. I bet you and I, if we took the same rides every day for a year, you probably get charged 15 to 20% more because
think
you
so?
don't have Lyft downloaded.
Actually,
on
I
your
take
phone.
it back. I might have taken one ride for like you get like a free sign up. I might have used once.
So like going to Omaha for the College World Series, well, Lyft is just a home run.
Really?
Home run. You
I
get in some of
have
these
nothing against it. I truly don't. I don't think you need
Kansas
two
City,
apps.
Cincinnati, Cleveland. I'll keep going. Indianapolis, great spot for Lyft.
I will say that when we were in Pittsburgh, each app failed us. So
Hey, you want to go back to Pittsburgh? I'll go back to Pittsburgh with
Yeah.
you for a second here. That's a tough stadium to
Should
get
have
home
came to
from.
the casino with us.
should have.
That was very intimidating.
Man, I really thought you guys would have enjoyed the. It's okay.
It's just one of those things where I'm pot committed.
You are.
Yeah, a
I-
little brand loyalty.
It's not even that. Like I have Lyft on my phone. This is the next one. I had to reinstall it. I used to do the thing where I would check and see if there was a discrepancy, but I just don't care about like $4 extra at this point. Like I'm not even.
Well, I would
looking
do
at
it for $4, but I would feel like maybe if it was, I always in my head I'm like it's got to be less than $2 difference. If it was 4, if it was 19
Bro, sometimes
versus
it's
15,
sometimes it's a $25 difference.
no.
I'll give
Oh,
you
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Holy
Oh yeah.
fuck
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
Oh yeah.
Why do we not have a compare app? You put in this compare app, you say where you are.
You're
and
onto
they show
something,
you-
Rico.
I'm sure that exists.
It's
All
got to
right.
right.
I mean, just now you got to. It's tough.
Just give me one thing though, and then I can click the button. You know what I mean? Like, all right, if it's only $2 more, Uber, trust the name, click it. Lyft, hey, $8 less, like click it. But I
What-
don't want to be opening 2 apps, type in my thing, type
Yeah.
in my destination. Like,
What
just condense it.
what does Lyft charge you if you cancel a ride?
I think they're pretty liberal about ride charges, but I would guess $5.
Okay,
He's
so
talking out of
it's
his
the
ass.
same. Yeah,
All right,
he's
how about
complete-
that?
Yeah.
No, customer service is nice. Whatever. Uber is the first round pick and Lyft is the fourth round pick.
Okay.
That's just the
All
way
right.
it is.
Yeah,
like
that's
I got a
fair.
fourth round. I have a fourth round offensive lineman here.
That's
you want
fine.
to call? He's not a left tackle, but he will play guard.
Okay.
Dave.
I think that's fair.
Thank you.
I didn't like
Rico.
how they had the mustache things and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
That
Ben
was a
Grubbs.
deterrent.
Ben Grubbs. They made you, but they were the first step too. They made you take a picture so they knew who you were. I'm done talking about Lyft, but that's my number. If you're a Lyft guy, DM me. We'll talk.
Rico.
Which app do you want to be DM'd on?
I got a few.
Twitter by far,
Okay.
way better. And no one said this about Instagram. I'm sorry, the Instagram DM process fucking stinks.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I've never had an issue. But all right.
You filter,
I think I do.
or do you
Yeah.
throw everybody into primary?
No, I'll have. I would say that if I feel kind of bad about it, but if I have a bunch for whatever reason, I don't read any of them, and they just get deleted. And if I have like a couple, then I'll read and like put them in the general if needed.
You can search on Instagram. No, I should take all that back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with a simple one. I don't think you could download it. But let me tell you something. When you go to the grocery store, you can only text so many things about flour or fucking like baking supplies before you just pick up this app, turn it to the shelf, and say which one. I'm gonna go with FaceTime.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Is that even an app?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an app.
Okay, you can default it if it's not an app.
No, it's an app.
No,
for
it's an
sure.
app. You're taking it.
Okay, I just think it
Do you-
eliminates the constant conversations. Like you can check in with some people. People
Great.
fuck around with you. They run into your buddy. They're FaceTiming you. Like, hey, you didn't come to the bar tonight. Look who's here. Like,
Great
I
tool
don't
for the
know.
dozen.
Yep.
what? Yeah, yep. Good lifeline. Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna take a dip with that. People are scum. Like they hate FaceTime. Oh, don't FaceTime me. I don't know.
But
I
some
think
people are
They-
FaceTime people.
That I think it's
Yeah.
a generational thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think people younger than us, that's their primary mode, and I just don't like it. I remember I had this a buddy who was obviously became friends later, but I think he's probably like 28 now, and this is like 3-4 years ago. He would just FaceTime me all the time, like, dude, like
Stop fucking
yeah,
Don't
like,
do
what are you
that.
doing? Like, send me a text or like. If it's an emergency, call, but I don't need you looking at I don't need to see your face, and I don't need you looking at my face.
Yeah.
Nieces and nephews, all time.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's
That's
where
true.
it really hits. If
Yeah.
you just show me the girls for a second.
And I will
it's good for
say,
family. I think in
Rico-
COVID, it was one of those things too. Like, hey, check in, like, see your family. It's
yeah,
It's a pretty, and again,
Yeah.
it's not like listen, we're on Zoom right now, and that's great for meetings and corporate and whatever. But like I said, dude, you want to fuck around or like at a bar, or you're like, hey, whatever, or somebody FaceTimes you, they're playing fucking a song. Like, I don't know. I think it's pretty good.
I think you nailed it out of the gate for
yeah.
use. Like if apps are supposed to simplify things. I don't want FaceTime for fucking around or like I'm on my couch, I'm trying to watch something, I don't want to talk to you. Just send me a text. But if it's like, all right, what the fuck are we doing here? What am I getting? What is the and then it's just like a FaceTime kind of solves that problem. So that I like it, but for the fucking around, no thank you.
Good for outfits too. Hey, we're going to fucking Sal and Dina's wedding. Which tie? You're in the Macy's fucking the Macy's dressing room. Hey, on blue or dark blue? What do we think? One right there, and then you're right out.
Bang.
That
Very
is
easy.
good.
I like that.
Okay. FaceTime off the board. To me, I'm gonna take another heavy hitter. It's not gonna get respect in this room though, but I'm drafting it for what it's done and for how revolutionary it was, and it's Snapchat.
Yep.
I mean, the disappearing photo, the disappearing video, it just hadn't been done by then. Like I alluded to earlier, Instagram straight up stole it, and it's stories now, and stories are wildly popular, but it doesn't happen without Snapchat.
Correct. It's probably the one of the social media apps that I've stayed the furthest away from. Like I don't use it at all.
it's been ripped off so hard too.
It's so hard.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everybody
Yeah.
got in
I
on
mean,
it.
you don't use it, right?
I still use it occasionally.
For what?
Like
You'll
I'll check
Snapchat
like
people?
friends' stories and
Okay.
like I'll like if I,
I
want
won't
to send
even
something to my
really do
buddies,
that.
like
Hitting
My
up your
feed
side
is
pieces.
nowhere near as busy as it used to be.
no, totally. It's definitely went down a lot. But like if there's something that's like not good enough for the group chat, but just under that, and it's just a quick photo,
Okay.
I don't mind it.
It's also something to be funny, put yourself on a Mickey Mouse thing while you're taking a shit and send it to your buddies. Like Snapchat's good for a few laughs.
Yeah. A lot of good filters.
Oh yeah.
Like I said,
Ooh,
I know
I don't like this.
I know it doesn't hit like it used to, but during its day, it was a big timer. So I'll take Snapchat
Back in like
in the
college,
fourth
it
round.
was yeah. I just don't ever fucking use it anymore. Like,
Yeah, but it's still
rarely.
The youngins fucking love it.
They do.
They love it. They do the streaks and shit. Harry's got. What was your streak, Harry?
I had one that got over 2,200.
2,200
What does that
days.
mean?
What does that mean?
We
20
Snapchat every day for 2,200 days.
Oh my
That's-
God.
That's a big thing.
That's
How
like
many-
7 years in a row.
Yep. It was ever since sophomore year of high school to like senior year of college, I want to say. Junior
Jesus
You
year of
have to
college.
Christ.
send a Snapchat?
Yeah, you have 24 hours or else you lose the streak.
Oh, okay.
I've heard like people break up over that. Like, oh, I streak died, so
Broke up. Might as
Broke
well.
up.
It's kind of a fucking
like, yeah,
petty.
Maybe. So I'm going Snap in the fourth round. I think that's appropriate.
It's good value.
Yeah. White Sox, Dave.
Okay, I'm going with one. We were talking about Uber earlier, so I'm going with Acorns. I know none of you guys touch this, right? This is like my. Do you use it, Rico? I love this
I know
thing.
about
So,
it, though.
so at its core, what it does is you connect it to a credit card or debit card, and if you buy a can of dip for $3.50, it'll round it up to $4 and put that 50 cents into a separate account. I just throw it, and then like you can. So I put $50 in it every Monday automatically. It automatically debits. I put it in the back of my phone into a little folder, and I forget about it. And every few months I'll look, it'll be like $4,000, and I'll just use it for phone money. I love it that, and you can book Uber Eats. They're partnered with Uber and Uber Eats. You get discounts through both apps through that. Checks credit scores and all that. I love this fucking app. I was part of the reason I could buy a house because I had 10 grand saved up in it. Just over like 3-year period. It's awesome. And it tells you if you don't touch it through like X amount of age, you can retire by then by putting this amount of money in it per day. And it's like cents, like literally cents. So I love this app. It's not like a cool app, a social media app or
a sexy
anything.
pick.
I love this app. It's one of my favorite things that I've ever registered for. And it's
Can
like
I give
all,
you one that I think would be great? Alternative? You take those cents, it goes into an account, and somebody places a bet for you every day.
you're on
you
to
gamble.
you're for the second time onto something, Rico.
And you're gambling that money, and you see how you go, like little by
That
little.
is, well, they invest the money for you. Obviously, gambling.
Yeah. Put it
so,
on. Hey, put it on the hit parade.
Little Mets-
33 cents
like
on the
every-
hit
little
parade.
hit parade here, little Mets future there. What do you
Yeah,
say?
exactly.
Hey,
Like
every
you have-
quarter you'll
imagine
get-
that, and you,
yeah,
you
it's-
can't. I love that you can't see it. Like you have to like. You
I
have
hide
to,
it. Yeah.
You should have to pay to check in, and it's like, yeah, I got 44 cents on the fucking Indianapolis Colts to win the Super Bowl. Like you're like, what? Like I don't know. I think
That's what they do,
fucking
though.
great.
So they take your money and they invest it for you, and
Yeah.
you get like dividends and shit. So every quarter you get an update saying, hey, so I just looked. I got $1,700 in the account right now, and I think it was $38 in dividends I've made off that. So if you just let it sit there for like 10 years, you open it up. Not that I would ever have the what's the word I'm looking for, Chief?
I don't know.
The willpower to do that, I guess, because I just see dollar signs. But if you did it, like it's an awesome app. It's like a little extra slush fund, and it's all regulated and it's really cool. I recommend it to literally anybody. And when I was living out in Arizona, actually, they have this all the time, and I've been thinking about doing it again. It's like if you get 10 friends to register, they'll give you a free $1,000. I did it, and I figured there'd be a catch. I pulled out that $1,000 immediately, no strings attached. They gave you $1,000, and I just tweeted, so I got 10 randos to sign up for it. I get those promos like once a month, and I feel like a loser doing that, but I always want to do that. So Acorns.
All right, Dave. Let's enter the fifth round.
And into the fifth round, I am going to
Ed's got a
go.
flight to catch.
I'm going to go with the Amazon app. I use it fucking every single day. I need dog shit bags. Out of dog shit bags, boom, they're at your door the next morning.
do you have an Alexa?
I don't.
Because they say you can just like say to Alexa like order more dog shit bags and you
Oh,
can
that's
sync it
nice.
to your app and then it like the amount of synchronization that goes on.
Is
with
Amazon Google or
no? Amazon's Amazon.
I meant Alexa.
Alexa's Amazon.
That's Amazon. Okay.
And then Google has their
Do you
own
need
little like,
that,
hey
though?
Google. Well, I think Alexa's listen to everybody, but do you need it? I don't like
You order at Old Hags.
I don't like reaching into my pocket and pulling out my phone.
But like the voice transfer, there's always a problem. Let me get garbage bags. You ordered
and I ordered garbage.
Yeah.
The garbage shows
Yeah.
up. He said, "Here's all your garbage."
yeah.
It just simplifies everything. How they streamline.
It's a fine pick. It's just not.
I got a new
super
comforter
Apple.
Yeah,
last
because
week.
it's like I'll hit Amazon on the desktop.
Apple Watch
Yeah.
charger.
And then the app.
Agreed. It's a fucking desktop.
I'll
thing
sit
for
down
me.
on a desktop for a good old.
Yeah, I'm a desktop guy for Amazon too.
Big time.
The other thing with Amazon, the Amazon app, you guys ever go to Whole Foods? No.
If there was one
Yeah.
right
But
across
they-
the street, I would.
Yeah, but that's probably the closest.
Yes,
I
it's
hate-
my closest grocery store.
Yeah.
I do most of my shopping there, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think it's
It's more expensive, right?
a little bit,
Fuck
but
yeah.
they have so when I used to live over on Chicago Avenue, I'd go to that Mariano's.
Yeah.
And they would give you the card, and you always have this discount. At Whole Foods, they tell you to use the Amazon app, and you have like this little in-store scanner code. You don't get fucking shit off. Every time
Mariano's card, you see it go from like 109 to like
saved
98.
$14
Yeah.
every time. Whole Foods, they're like, hey, scan it. Like, actually, you didn't get anything off. It's like, what the fuck? Why did I even take my phone out then? So I feel like I have more frustration with that app than genuine
Well,
pleasure.
that's not on.
Fuck yeah, it is. They could be better partners the way Mariano's is.
To Dave's point, though, you could be walking Ace. You feel the tug of the last bag.
Yep.
You could order them on Amazon, and
Right
if
then
it's
and there.
before 7 p.m., those things are on your doorstep
Yep.
the next morning, which is just insane.
It's crazy how fast that turnaround is. And there's this fucking. Do you guys follow Fat Kid Deals on Twitter?
Yep.
I impulse buy off of them. And that's such a
too.
genius little marketing thing that Amazon does. I
Genius.
impulse buy by them
I hope they take
2-3
care of that
times a
guy.
week. It's not a guy though.
I think it's a guy who runs an account.
I think it's just a bot that is like
No, 'cause he gets
connected
a
to
little-
Amazon.
DM'd me.
Yeah.
Nah,
Really?
he DM'd me.
Yeah, he's a
I
dude.
always want to quote tweet him and just say like copped to like dog shit bags just because he retweets all those just stupid fucking. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, need this.
He's making. I'm looking
They
at this
go.
guy now. He's making a killing on these referrals.
I hope so.
I hope so too. Icelandic Glacial had like a run, and he was tweeting out like 24 packs for $18 for like 3 weeks. And
Yeah.
I was getting tagged in that a million times, and I bought it, but
Yeah.
it was just like people would not stop with the sale on Icelandic Glacial.
He's got it down.
Yep.
All right, it's to me. I'm between three.
3.
Between three. I'm going to go with the one that I use the most. You're going to think it's boring probably, but I need my notes app, man. I need everything.
I use it.
I use
all
it
the
every
fucking
day.
time.
That's how I fucking stay
I think
organized.
it's a great pick.
Like the notes app is crucial. I
mean, if
have
you're
been a
making an
paper and a pen
apology on
guy.
Twitter.
What do you say?
It's like if you're making an apology on Twitter. That's how I feel like.
No, but that's
No, it's a good app.
It's
Good
great.
for the bets. You list out the bets, put up that
Yeah.
screenshot, Eddie.
I used to be a little pocketbook guy, but notes is just more
Really?
practical.
Would you
Yeah.
carry a small pencil?
Yeah. If I was mini golfing that week, sure. But no.
I use it a lot for this show.
I use it exclusively for the show.
Yeah.
So when I'm like putting together, I didn't need it for today because everything I'm just staring at my phone. But usually, if we're drafting, I don't know, sounds or HBO characters or something like that, I put my list out on the phone.
Yeah, it's the best for that.
Yep.
So you got notes. Rico.
Yeah, I know I tipped my hand. I said I was going to take another streaming thing, and that's probably the ones I use the most. But just for originality and like you talk about again, like an app, I'm gonna go with Shazam.
That's one of the three I was
Hit that
between.
little
Shazam
hit that
is
little
good.
motherfucker. What song is this? You're watching The Sopranos, like at the end, or like a show showing us in a.
Because they use
song in
really
a
obscure
show.
songs a lot of times too. And
Yeah.
you're like, what fucking
Yep.
song is that? That song's great.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What is that? You're out at a club and you don't know what it is. Like, hey, and this is like, now again, like you just add it to your Spotify list, like whatever. I guess I doubled up on music, which I didn't see fucking coming. I was gonna double up on video or sports, but I'll take Shazam. I think it's a good app.
That's one
And
of the
again, it's
three
an
I
app.
was between, yeah.
It's an app. It's an app. It's an app. It
I-
ain't no fucking website. It ain't telling you how it works. It's an app.
It's bullshit that fucking Siri does this now. That's stolen
Oh,
valor.
really?
Yeah.
See, I don't even know.
Who does
about
that?
Siri does it now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
How do you do
Rico,
that?
I think that's a great pick. That's one of the. It's on my phone, but it was not on my list.
It's a true app.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, that's a very good one.
That is a true app.
It's a true app. And it's
App,
fucking
baby.
useful, man. It's so useful. You get a song stuck. When you can't find a song,
I got a
that's
lot of good
bad
songs in
feeling.
here.
I'll
would
give you another one though. You should be able to sing it or hum it. You should have an app where you could be like, "What is this one?" Dun 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 dun. Like you should
Rico's
be
got
able to-
some ideas going today.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Cause yeah, a lot of times like I'll try to Google lyrics and I'll know like a word, like what fucking, and it's all on the tip of your tongue. They should do that. The humming app. Heaven is a Place on Earth.
It's my turn.
By Belinda Carlisle.
You're up, Carl.
All right, Eddie, describe it. You can describe the pick.
Oh, we talked about this.
No, we haven't. Just tell him what I'm doing.
You are getting up, and you are turning the lights off, and you are going to the front of the room, and he's using the flashlight app.
He's going full flashlight, guys. You lost something.
Yeah,
It's like a White Sox day. Were you telling the truth?
the flashlight app
Heat
is.
lamp.
Are you Stephen Shea or no?
I don't know what that means.
So
He didn't know there was a flash.
unbelievable fucking moment last couple weeks ago. They did the bracket podcast, and Stephen Shea didn't know that it's a widget now. Because remember back in the day, you had to download a flashlight app. He still uses the flashlight app.
He has a flashlight app.
Yeah.
That guy is the weirdest fucking dude
Go
on
subscribe
earth.
to our YouTube page. We're close to our subscription numbers. We like to do more video content here. I was a little theatric there in the pick there, turning off the lights and turning on the flashlight. But go subscribe to our YouTube page, please. We're very close to a big milestone here in this office. The flashlight app, you don't even know you're using it. You don't even know. And more often than not, it's because you lost something or, it's, you know, like some of these other stuff, you could always go to a desktop. You need light. It's right here.
It was such a useful app that they made it a widget.
It's great. It's a great app, and I don't know.
Too simple?
No, it's one of those ones where it's like you need it, and it's like you drop your keys in the underneath the seat or in between the console and the seat. You need it. You know, remote's underneath the couch. Like it's one of those things where it's like. If I were to really calculate which apps I use the most, I mean, a flashlight has to be up near the top.
That makes me
Yeah, it
happy.
ain't sexy, but it's the third starter going 6 innings with limited runs.
Yep.
That's what it is. It's
good.
Fifth draft. It's a fifth starter, Carl. You're a baseball guy. It's a fifth starter.
Chief, Mr. Relevant.
I will take, we'll kind of bookend the whole draft. So Dave went Uber Eats, I'll go DoorDash. So DoorDash, Caviar, they're the same thing now. So Caviar used to be like the fancy one, and now it's just everything. Like it used to, if you wanted to, I feel like I used that a lot during the pandemic, and now it's just become my go-to because if all the restaurants were shut down, but you wanted something from steak, or it's like, hey, we're gonna try
I've
to
never
make.
gotten a steak delivered.
I wouldn't recommend it, but if you're trying to make like a date night and you want to go to a fancy place, so I guess I'll just take Caviar, but it is the same. That DoorDash, they're all kind of consolidated.
You want DoorDash on the graph.
Yeah.
Or
DoorDash?
You don't want
Yeah,
Caviar.
do yourself a favor.
All right, well DoorDash then, but they are like literally.
Why'd you guys even let him do that?
They're all, but they're the same company.
Because
They're
I
the
don't
same
need.
I don't
thing.
wanna hear
Because 6
any
months
red
from
egg.
now, we're still gonna be talking about Caviar.
But
You don't
they're
have hard
yeah.
enough time as it is, Chief.
Yeah.
Nah, I think I do great.
It's a good pick.
Maybe that's why I like Twitter,
bookend.
because whenever people are mean, I'm just like, well, you're a fucking idiot. I'm right, you're wrong. And so DoorDash. I mean, I feel like a delivery app. Like, you don't have a delivery app, and your board's not complete. And I think everybody uses it. So
Why not Uber Eats, or is it just because this is where I don't use Uber Eats, and this is a confession time. I'm a bad person. I still use Grubhub, and I know they're just like bad business partners, but they're in my phone. It's hard to log out. It's easy.
Why
to
do you
log.
say that?
They're controversial.
Are they?
I think
thought
all.
Grubhub was like super controversial.
I think they're all kind of.
Yeah,
Okay, so they all are?
I think
Are
so.
they?
They all are. Yeah.
because they say you should go direct through the restaurant.
Right.
Well, there's like
you're
other
saying
ones
they
now
all
that
are.
we can Toast Tab and some of these other ones that I
Yeah.
think the restaurants get a little bit bigger piece. And that was like Dave's whole thing with Slice, right? Slice,
Slice. Yeah.
yeah.
where it's like, hey, like they're gonna, it's a better deal for the pizza places. They're not giving such a big cut because they have slim margins as it is. So yeah, but I think you got like in terms of things I use, food delivery is up there near not as often as Dave, but I definitely do it at least twice a week.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah,
I like the.
DoorDash
I like
is-
the.
It's a good Mr. Relevant.
One
to
Bite
take at the
app. I
end.
use it.
I was gonna
somewhat
say that
regularly.
Bite's
too.
a great app.
One Bite is.
One Bite
really
was on
is.
my list. It's a good app.
In terms of pizza, like you're going somewhere, you can see the interactive.
I'll do.
What around it out.
I'll run
Yeah, go
through
ahead.
it. Then we'll do honorable mentions. White Sox Dave, Uber Eats, Apple Wallet, TouchTunes, Acorn, it's Amazon, Eddie, Uber, weather app, Barstool Sportsbook, Snapchat, Notes. Rico, Instagram, Spotify, Watch, ESPN, FaceTime, Shazam. Carl, Waze, Venmo, YouTube, Lyft, Flashlight. Chief, Twitter, The Score, podcast app, TikTok, DoorDash. All right.
So I'm interested if anybody has a really stupid, like you said, Stephen Chase still uses the Flashlight app. Like, do you guys have any apps that, like, I have a leveler app that ends up getting used a lot when I'm like, I don't like when things are unbalanced.
Like a level, like the bubble thing.
Well, I do that.
I would use that actually. I didn't know that existed, but I like it.
I've used it, but the measure app too. Like the measure app where I'm like, how long is this? And I just move. So it'd be like, how long is this mantle? I just need to get it like close. And so it'd be like, I use the measure app. The other one I like a lot is the world clock. I just like knowing, like
You just
I
go see, like, what time it is in Turkey.
Yeah, like if I'm like, and especially like that helps with like, I feel like with gambling stuff too.
Calculator
calculator stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, we got Compass on here.
So you guys know my buddy Danny Schmieder, obviously very good
Yep.
friend. And when we lived together in Lincoln Park, Danny and a couple of his buddies got together and they built smart guys.
I used that app
Smart
before
guys.
I knew him.
The app is called Meter Beaters.
Yes.
And they went to the city of Chicago and they just said, can we take all of your free parking information that you guys have? And they just went through and manually created
I used this app before I met Danny.
It was unbelievable.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
Because it has all the streets that are mapped out and all the hours you can park for free and all the little loopholes and it's a snow day, you can't park here. And then they were going to sell it to, I think it was like Spot Hero or something. And then like the tech fell through and there was, I don't know, something there. But there was like a 1 year period of time where my roommate was like working. He was like, dude, we're going to unlock free parking in the United States. It was a really cool time.
I have that on a open, like on my leftovers was Park Mobile. Like there's a million of them, but when we go to the Hoboken house, like
wait, I
put
think
that
we
little
have that
code in.
exact same one.
Oh yeah, Park Mobile. The other ones I had were Fubo TV, which is actually probably better than ESPN because you get like other networks. Like I pay for it for the month, and I can watch Fox. You can watch the Red Zone. Like Fubo TV has all my stuff to watch games. I thought HBO Go was great. Netflix. And Drizzly I had on there too.
I've never really used Drizzly actually, but
Is that like
It's
Foxtrot?
deep. It's deep, but
It's
it's
just a
good to
booze
have.
thing.
it's just all alcohol. Yeah,
But it's good. I mean, it's good. That's the thing. Like
GoPuff too.
Netflix and HBO, like it's just kind of like same. That's the problem I had with Dave's pick with Amazon. It's just kind of not really like I don't think of it as an app.
Yeah,
Like they're too.
That's
I
fair.
I
That's
think
fair.
I think GoPuff would have been
Well,
better for
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
What
I agree.
about hotels or airplane
yeah.
apps? Do you guys have any?
I used to have in my old life when I was traveling a good amount and like it was like the world's shittiest company, so I would always have to like be searching for deals for places to stay, and I wouldn't know how long I was staying in a certain place. Hotel Tonight was like you would always get like pretty good discounts for last minute hotels, so I used that one quite a bit back in the day.
Hopper's a good one for flights if you're checking flight prices.
I have Hopper as well.
Chase
Audible.
App. Chase App strong.
Chase
Audible.
app is very strong.
You guys
Although
audiobook
I just
guys?
have
No.
anxiety when I Barstool Bites, Taco Bell.
Game time.
Game time.
Game Time's great.
Barstool app's nice.
Game Time actually is great. That's not even.
I'm actually going through while we're doing this and deleting some apps that I just no longer.
Zoom's
No one took
pretty great
no one
for
took
us.
the camera app, and I appreciate that because like we're not. No one on this is no offense, Rico. Your mustache is strong. We're just not a photogenic bunch, and
It's true.
I'm not. If I'm using the camera app, it is almost entirely from the sense
I
of
also
like
think that
fulfilling a job
there's like
obligation.
an element of the camera being a function of the phone instead of an app. You know what I mean?
I do know what you
Like
mean.
the calculator as well is a function of the phone, not a app.
What about Zillow? I'll spend hours on Zillow. Look at the
That's-
houses I
yeah.
can't afford.
Yeah.
I'll never move into towns I've never even
app.
been to.
When I
do that with Holland Hall Ranch Real Estate.
I was addicted to Zillow. When I would get 10 notifications a day. Oh, a new house in your area just popped up.
Do you still go now that you're home?
No, I had to delete it because I would have been like, oh, why didn't I buy that house?
Dave
and it
now
drove
owns,
me crazy.
Dave's renting a house now in Wheaton.
I think we should do that.
Good stuff.
We should.
Rico.
That was a good one.
Why don't we?
Appreciate it as always.
The Clear app too. Clear app's awesome. Had to throw that in there.
There you go. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. Let us know your apps. That's it for this week. We will be back tomorrow. We will see you then.
I don't think we missed any.
All right, boys.